Yo, yo, yo.
Yo. Good evening.
I mean, the sun's still shining.
But it's slowly setting.
All right, Bert Kreischer, calm down.
Hey, listen, do you want me to take my shirt off? Do you want me to take off my shirt?
You probably don't have as hairy of a chest as he does,
Bro,
dude.
it's close. It's close. I don't have a big-ass belly like he does. He's a fat boy, but he's a funny boy. We have our friend Ralph, who's been mentioned a couple times on these podcasts.
Big supporter.
Big supporter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Trump supporter.
A big TBTS supporter.
TBTS supporter, yeah. We got a T in there, bro.
We got new mics.
We got
new mic stands.
We got a new, well, some people got new mics. Fortunately, I had to get one because I got to get a longer cable.
Look what I could do. Oh
Wow,
man.
yeah, well, F you, bro. I'll get mine next week, all right? Actually, we have the mics. We just don't have the cables. Somebody forgot to buy them.
Paul. Don't look at me.
I've been away.
You're the IT guy. So.
Yeah, exactly. What the? Yeah, why am I doing your job?
Paul has the purchasing power. I don't.
Hey, Bitcoin's on a good trajectory again. The war is over. Everything is falling into place,
Yeah.
dude. It is what it is.
Now we just need Ukraine to end.
Bro, Russia's gonna take over.
Just give it to him at this
Dude,
point.
Ukraine is, dude, ever since the war in
I think-
Israel, it's
I
no one talks about Ukraine no more. I mean, unfortunately,
I think Ukraine should be cut in half, and the original Polish part should be given
bro,
back
you're
to
gonna,
Poland.
you're gonna get a lot of flack for that.
Yep.
You're gonna get a lot of flack for that.
Hey, that's how it was back in the day.
I mean, I'm
By back
pretty
in the
sure-
day, I
I'm
mean hundreds of years ago. But
pretty sure Poland owned those lands long before Ukraine was actually a country.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
But those are the old days. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, listen. If Russia approached us and told us that, hey, here's the deal.
You want to go
We
50-50?
We want half. You take the other half.
I
Call it a
guess.
day. I mean, I guess.
War ends.
I mean, it's more of a what would they call it? A buffer zone. It'd be more of a buffer zone, if anything.
Like a neutral zone.
I don't know if it's neutral, but it'd be buffer. That's for sure. We'll see. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. That's like I said. Ever since the most recent Israel-Iran war, Ukraine has fallen off the map in terms of like people talking about it and supporting it and everything. They still support it, but now they're supporting that Democrat mayor that's running for New York City, dude. I don't know if you guys seen it or not. He won yesterday. He wasn't the mayor. He's running. He's the candidate for the Democrat Party for mayor of New York City. He's like a socialist, communist, Muslim guy.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Zohari, some shit.
Don't mess with the Zohan.
If it was that guy, but he was. See, there's a big fucking difference between the two of those. He's Jewish. Zohan was Jewish. Zohari's not Jewish. So he's gonna be running from the Democrat Party for mayor of New York City. I think there's a Republican running against him, which I don't know. It kind of blows my mind that they elect this kind of person. This person's like he's been a citizen only for about 7 years in America.
You said he's what? He's
They're saying he's an extremist, man.
really?
Yeah, look it up. I don't know who's going to be the candidate for Democrat for New York City, dude. It's
We
Zohari.
can try a new feature.
Zohari.
Boom.
Oh, look! All you can see is our necks, bro.
Who is not?
We're getting necked.
Who is the Democratic
Party. Who is the Democratic Party?
What is it?
George
who's the
Soros.
bro, help me out here.
Candidate.
Candidate.
It's New York.
New York City.
It's just New York, no?
Do I like how you can hear the tapping in the background? Ding 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 ding. The mics are good.
Yeah, the
Too good.
headset's good too.
The too good.
Yeah. How does it feel hearing yourself?
Here it
It's
is.
weird. I feel like I'm yelling at you guys.
Hey, are you-
Zoran-
This is your first podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zoran Mamdani.
Mamdani. He won the Democratic Party yesterday. He defeated Andrew Cuomo, who in a major upset. Not really. Andrew Cuomo had his moment, and then he got fucked by the Democratic Party for a lot of things. He talked too much shit, and they brought out the sexual abuse cases or whatever, the sexual misconduct or whatever. That's why they got him rid of as a governor. He used to be governor of New York.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
He's from Uganda.
he's 33 years old. What the fuck? Uganda.
God
What the
damn,
hell?
he's younger than you are.
He's younger than you are, bro.
No,
Oh, he's
Younger
older
than
than you
me.
are. Never mind.
34.
Holding this fucking table. Son of Indian Ugandan academic Mahmoud Mandani, Columbia University professor. Oh, Columbia University professor is more than enough for me to know what's going after that. Those people.
Anyways, I mean, he graduated from the Bronx High School.
But his dad was from Columbia University.
But you said he's only been here for 7 years.
He's been a citizen for 7 years.
Oh, citizen for
Yeah.
7 years. Okay.
Wait, but he was born here? No, that's not what it is. Oh, he graduated. So he emigrated
Yeah.
here. Okay, so he's an immigrant and became a citizen 7 years ago. And now he's running for New York City mayor. Bro, they are in for a fucking treat. They are going to have the greatest mayor ever. Everything.
It says
everything will be free.
Free city buses.
Free.
Rent freezes for stabilized apartments.
Everything will be free.
Public child care.
Free.
City-owned grocery store.
Stupid, but free.
Funded by taxing corporations and the wealthiest 1%. There it is.
So, and then
That's not a bad idea.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Except for the fact that the mayor can't do that. So,
Yeah.
fortunately, he's not in charge of raising taxes.
So it's just fake promises. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
of course. He works for those people, but he doesn't make those
The
decisions.
current
at the end of
mayor,
the
the
day.
current mayor, who is Adams, he said that the mayor doesn't have the power to increase rates on taxes and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, I don't know what he's planning to
That's
do.
what the governor does, no?
Yeah. Well, the state assembly, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, we should know.
But-
We have Pritzker as our governor, who
but-
just raised taxes by $55 billion.
and it for some reason it just always passes.
Right. There was it was a 3,000-page bill that was submitted the day before to read through and convene.
Day before, huh?
Yeah.
And then
3,000 pages.
Yeah, and then make sure that that you read. Make sure that you're up to date on your bills.
Yeah.
And then boom, stamp, boom, taxes up for everybody.
Yep,
iPass is up for everybody. 50 cents increase per iPass, paid per toll. That's already for sure.
Fun fact: iPasses were temporary back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Or were supposed to be temporary
Real
when
temporary.
it started.
Yeah. They say they're still temporary.
Yep.
Temporarily in your current card.
The little device is temporary because they're coming out with new ones.
I think they got rid of the $1.50 delivery charge per box.
Oh, the iPass is free.
Well, the
I know
stick,
that
but
iPass is
no,
Get it here.
if you get a sticker. If you get the sticker, because now
I got a
it's
sticker last 2 weeks ago.
because now it's
I got one too.
Now it's a sticker.
Don't know where I put it.
But if you still want the device, you got to pay for it. If you want the actual box.
What
Or-
the hell's the
or-
difference?
or the
Isn't
front-
one
or-
replace the other?
Or you can have the
Is it?
front bumper, or you can have the front bumper one.
Which one? The jammer?
No, there's an iPass for your front bumper. It's like $10 or something.
Oh, iPads. Never mind.
Stupid.
They're
If
supposed
you
to.
don't want it on your front plate, just don't have front plates
I
on.
mean, I don't know if you looked. I don't know if you looked, but I don't think a single one of my cars has a front plate. But they were supposed to hit a $1.50 delivery charge per box per item that's being delivered. Not per item.
Oh,
but
for
per
like
box.
Amazon.
Yeah, dude. Like for everything. Like basically $1.50 tax
Oh,
on every delivery.
Yeah.
The fuck?
It's ridiculous.
What?
yeah, but it's not gonna change anything. Everybody's still gonna do
Yeah,
the same exact thing. Just pay
That's the
and-
thing is that if people actually like attempted to make
Yeah.
that not permanent or not happen.
It's the convenience factor you can't get.
Well,
that you
yeah, I
can't
know,
beat
I know,
nowadays.
I know. The
Yeah,
convenience
even
is a
if
big
it was
thing.
$2, I would be like, nah, fuck it. Just
Damn, bro, you're gonna be supporting them, huh?
I mean,
I tell
real.
Michelle stop buying on Amazon.
But like realistically.
Hey, buy 50 things at one time so you can pay for one box.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. They'll purposely put multiple boxes.
I'm just gonna say, all right, I cancel. Cancel.
The problem is like, it's the fact that you can get like so many different things, all at once, and it all comes in within 2 days.
Yeah, I mean that's why they have the big fulfillment centers,
You
right?
just order some new cables. Where'd you order them from?
I don't know. It looks like an A started with an A and ended with an M.
Hey, you didn't order from Guitar Center?
Oh,
dude?
and sorry.
You didn't order from Guitar Center?
Guitar.
Dude,
Probably
I
was.
was just thinking about this morning because I was thinking about those cables, and I'm like, dude, does Guitar Center still exist?
oh, there was one on 70, like 8.
There was one back in
Cicero?
Burbank.
Cicero,
And
yeah.
Cicero?
I don't know if that one exists
I don't
anymore.
think so. I'm
Hey,
pretty-
bring
pretty
that mic closer to you. I can't hear you, bro.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. I'm pretty sure that's. I'm pretty sure that's
Hold on,
Cermak.
We got
Market
adjustable
now.
booms now. Now you can go
Like,
closer.
Yeah, I was gonna say move your drink. I'm pretty sure it's a Cermak market now.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but there we go. Everybody make their adjustments. Yeah, that's right. There we go. Yeah,
It's like
I'm
goes
gonna,
back down.
I'm gonna adjust mine. Just
At least I could lean back and sit straight.
lucky you. So yeah, but that's kind of so we'll see what this brings. He's very pro-Palestinian, very pro-socialist, communist, bro. Whatever. You know what? Get what
everything apparently.
You get what you voted for, and you will see. We'll see about that.
Remember how crazy New York went when Trump did one of his
Madison Square Garden rallies.
Yeah.
Where the white white supremacists, nationalists were there.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Nazis.
And it was the same. No,
It was a Nazi gathering.
it was the same. It was the same. It was the same setup as a Nazi rally. If that's what they said, right?
Because in 1936,
They had
I
it at the
think.
exact same place. They had it at the exact same place in
Yeah.
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, they did a Nazi rally.
A rally.
That's
yeah.
wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There were Nazis in America before World War II.
Yeah.
They were. It was the Nazi movement was pretty big. And search it up real quick. I'm curious, how big was the Nazi movement in? Because it was a Nazi movement, but it was a communist movement too in America pre World War II, or pre World War One even for communism. I don't remember, and it was big. They were close to overthrowing like people in power. How big was Nazi movement in America? Nazi movement in America before prime military organization like the Friends of New Germany and German American Bund.
Bund. Rob.
But reliable sources established 55,000 and 10,000 mostly German immigrants. Formed in the 1930s under Fritz Kuhn, the Bund. See, 1936 I think is when it was. 200,000 members.
Claim up to 200,000 members. More than realistic figure of 6 to 8,000 active members.
Just up to 25,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not small. Broader and constant support with 800,000 members in its peak in 1941. Interesting. So then the communism movement was probably even bigger than that. But that all went under, real quick when we went to war. So they probably sent them first. Go fight with them, or go fight against them for us. But so we'll see. I don't know. Whatever. New York is gonna get fucked. Or whatever. It's already a
maybe not. Right. I mean, there's a chance that he doesn't win, but
I mean, listen. If he wins and actually makes the right moves and makes things like the city a safe place, which is not gonna happen. But if he did,
You don't think so? That's what people have been
in
saying.
his personal
about Trump
opinion,
at
make it was
first.
safe.
and
Yeah.
in Paul's
In what
personal
fucking
opinion,
way? What are you gonna send out? Fucking community fucking workers to go fucking patrol the streets? Social workers? That's what they were saying. They're gonna send out, instead of cops, they're gonna have social workers.
Oh, well,
what the?
never mind.
There's no way they
don't
said
do it.
that.
Don't do it. I can't stop you, but don't do it.
How does that make you feel?
Just tears me up on the inside. But so, dude, because he said we should have 0 guns. Why? We're in America, bro. We got the Second Amendment. We can have guns.
They're trying to.
I have a
They're
gun
trying
right
to
now.
take guns away, dude. That's why.
Who's trying to take guns away? The socialists.
It's the Democratic Party.
Of course they do. Why? Because if they ever got power, they'd fucking try to take over with no guns.
That's exactly why.
Yeah. Good luck.
You can't.
There's more guns in America than there's people.
Yeah,
Yep.
literally. We're probably more strapped than the military.
Don't say that. 'Cause they're gonna pop in here, bro.
Yeah.
Where's your shit?
We're gonna get a 33,000-pound bomb.
Hey, man, we got a crack in our flag, bro. Look. All right, perfect. Anyway,
this was you, bro.
what? What was me? What?
You did that.
Did what?
Yeah.
The wind did that.
You guys see those bombs, dude? Dropping our head.
Somebody was fucking around
Big
and
fucking
found out.
bombs. Dude,
Fafo.
Fafos for real, dude.
But what if it was all fake?
Who
Like
knows?
a
dude?
setup.
Well,
Like,
everybody
there
was
not-
asking like every other like.
First of all, we introduced Ralph as in just and then we didn't ever say what he does or anything. That's
All right,
right.
that's fine. We'll get to it.
We'll get there. We'll get on the roll. We'll end the conversation with McLaren sucks.
No, but apparently like
This is where it's going to get good because he's already starting questions like, what if it was set up? Are you conspiracy theories, bro?
Well,
well, not saying no, but
I heard something.
hey, it's not
There's
it's not a conspiracy if you know the facts.
Listen, a lot of things that were conspiracy theory, 4 or 5 years ago, have not come out to be true. So were they really conspiracy theories, or was it the truth that was?
Well, conspiracy theories are meant to be like maybe it's true, maybe it's not. So
Is it? Because I feel like that's the truth.
yeah, who knows? Anyways, people were saying like they were like every other like operation that America has done, there's usually like some kind of recording or something like that. They're like, how is there nothing on this bombing?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What kind of recording of what?
Like, for example, when we killed Bin Laden, right?
Oh.
Like there was body cams on that. They might not, maybe not everything was
Yeah.
published, but there was like recording.
There's gonna be footage there.
They're for sure.
it's
They just haven't released it yet.
Well,
And these
there's-
were nuclear sites. So
They were they
how
were.
come
I don't
there
know. I heard
wasn't
different.
any-
I heard there are Bitcoin
okay.
mining sites.
Shut the hell up, dude.
Listen, all right. Let me just tell you what I just found out. All right. After they got bombed, right? After the facilities got bombed, the hash rate, which is how much machines were running mining Bitcoin, fucking fell off by like 15%.
Okay.
Was Iran mining Bitcoin and selling Bitcoin to pay for their nuclear plans and ambitions? Who knows? But maybe. I mean, it doesn't just drop out of fucking random.
Maybe
All right,
that's where the other two sites were.
either A, that's what really happened, and that's what there have been stories that,
But there
that
was
Iran is involved in crypto.
there was 3 sites though.
I know there's 3. I know. Maybe they all 3 have
So,
them.
no, maybe just the one was
One
the
had
main
nukes
target.
and the rest had Bitcoin miners.
Well, it wasn't. They weren't targeting nukes. They were targeting the
Enrichment program.
the
Yeah.
enrichment centers, right? Where they were
But
enriching.
Either it was
uranium.
that the hash rate dropped that much, or B, the heat in America, because it's very fucking hot in most of America, and these miners, when it gets too hot, they become inefficient, so they get turned off.
So you're telling me there's literally a plausible explanation
For both.
that you're ignoring?
I didn't ignore it. I'm just letting you know there's 2 options, all right? We'll see if it
Seems like you believe one of them, not the other.
because I have machines that are currently running. It's hot as fuck, and they're still running. So I might, unless Texas is running. I don't know what the temperature in Texas is today, but it's probably hotter than it's here.
I thought you had them somewhere else.
I have them in Iowa.
Yeah,
It's fucking hot in Iowa too.
no, it's hot everywhere right now, dude.
That's what I'm saying. It's hot everywhere. If it gets too hot, the machines become like they get so hot that they shut down basically, or trigger faults or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they don't.
It's just like any computer. Your graphics card gets too hot.
Well, these machines are
it'll
meant to run
stop.
hot, right? They run hot already. It's just that when you get fucking heat coming in, the temperature's coming in at
They
100
have nothing to
degrees,
cool it.
Yep.
and then you have 120 degrees blowing out the back end, 130 degrees. It's like, it's pretty hot. So, but I don't know. It's one of the two. It's
It's one of the
it was a big drop. It was really look up just so everybody understands what I'm talking about. Hash rate, Bitcoin hash rate. Not here. Look it up on Google or whatever, fucking whatever, DuckDuckGo or something like that. Let's see.
This?
Yeah, we can do that. Blockchain.com. Cool. All right. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at here. Go to 1 month up there to the right. Why is this all white? Click that button up there, the black. There we go. See? Look at that. Look at that. June 14th. All right, there was a dip there.
This is June 7th.
That was June 7th. I don't know what happened that day. But look at the big ass dip from the top to the bottom.
Yeah, but it hasn't gone back up.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
See?
Interesting.
You see what I'm saying?
It
Yeah,
also
because if
hasn't
it
cooled
was-
off yet, though.
See? It's one or the other. It's one or the other. All right.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, but they're saying because North Korea is definitely also involved in mining some Bitcoin. A couple other countries are involved in Bitcoin. They just don't say it. Like China fucking mines a shit ton of Bitcoin
I'm not surprised.
because they repossessed a bunch of equipment and they just fucking ran it for themselves.
Yeah.
So that's why they have a big stockpile of Bitcoin. But yeah, dude. If that's actually a real thing where countries are mining Bitcoin, like without telling anybody they're mining Bitcoin, bro, that's the new arms race.
Well, I mean,
Get as much
they
Bitcoin as
don't-
possible.
Yeah,
But they
isn't
also they also don't have to tell anybody.
Of course they don't.
But isn't the Bitcoin gonna drop in value the more they mine it?
No.
It's-
You
there's
don't
a, no,
understand.
because there's a set amount of Bitcoin.
What you're mining? So let me just quick explain. I don't know. You know Bitcoin?
I know what it is. I'm not
You know the
familiar
coin.
with
Now,
mining.
here we go.
Yeah.
With mining,
So-
no.
Basically,
Hold
Bitcoin.
on. Bitcoin crash course incoming.
All right, Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer transaction. Well, how to explain this correctly? I would have to fucking talk forever. So that's just,
I just,
Bitcoin is a
All right.
coin.
where do you mine it
crash
from?
course incoming.
To get Bitcoin, you have to mine it.
where do
Basically,
you
it's
mine
a proof of work coin, which means that you have to have something that works behind the scenes to keep it running. So what it does is the way you could look at it in normal terms, like so you can understand. Bitcoin is internet, and miners are the providers for the internet.
Okay.
They keep the internet going. So they could be servers. They're basically servers, right? That's where you have all your information stored on servers. So Bitcoin is the same thing as the internet, just obviously considered money, right? It's
Okay.
got monetary value. So in order to acquire Bitcoin, you have to mine it. That's the only way to get it. There's no other way to get it.
He said there's a set amount of it.
There's 21 million coins. That's
Okay,
it. That's how
so
much there will
let's
ever
say-
be.
Let's say all 21 million coins get mined.
Yeah. That's about 2,140 year.
So what's gonna happen then?
What happens
You're
then
not
is then you're
able
not going to
to-
be mining coins anymore. What
It's
you'll
just
be
gonna be trades.
so then what so what those machines are going to be making money off of at that point will be transaction fees
Just
Buy-
from sales and
from buying and
trades
selling
from
Bitcoin.
from buying and selling from moving Bitcoin from one place to another. You have to pay to move it, right?
Okay.
So and that's if this has to be a long term thinking kind of thing. It's 100 years out before all the Bitcoin is mined.
Yeah, so what are you worried about?
I'm not worried about it. I mean, I'm not actually. I'm happy. Listen, this drop is more money for me
Yeah.
because the less hash rate there is, that means the more that the other miners are getting paid out.
Yep. Right.
The higher the hash rate goes, the lower the rewards are. The less you get paid out.
And the
There's
slower
more-
the
'cause
mining
there's more
process.
people that need, there's more people that need. There's more people. No, that doesn't really do that. It doesn't really do that. Every 4 years they have a halving, but again, this is we would have to go deep. We have to do the whole episode on just Bitcoin. But the higher the hash rate goes, which means that there's more people mining it, more machines running, which means that there is the same amount of rewards being paid out, the same amount of money being paid out, you could say, but it has to be paid out to more people, which then, dilutes how much people get that are already mining. So the lower the hash rate, the better for the guys that are currently
They're
still
mining.
running.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's and that's why if you understand it took a long time for me to understand it, to get into it and like figure it out, and you got to invest some money into it.
You literally have a book on your nightstand.
I know.
Or no, it's actually under the TV. But
I started dabbling in this like I don't know 8 years ago, whatever, 10 years ago, and now it's passive income for me. Like I set it up in a way where I have money coming in every month. I have obviously an electric bill that's pretty big, like $5,000 a month. So
hey, what's 5 if you make 10?
it's more than 10. So
Well, I mean,
so
I'm not
that's
saying-
yeah. So so that's passive income for me, set up that way, right?
Yeah.
But you have to deal with the ups and downs. When the Bitcoin's high in price, fucking awesome. If you didn't sell it because you didn't need to, you're good. But if you mine it like I do, where I mine and I have an electric bill, I don't really want to keep paying out of pocket for my electricity. I don't have that much money. I'm kind of not that rich. And so I sell the Bitcoin and I pay for my bills, and whatever's
Yeah.
left over is basically my profit at the end of the day. So, like I said, a hash rate drop like this for me is awesome because
good.
it
So-
pays out more money for me.
So here's a question, because I had somebody ask me this, and I was like, I can give you an answer. I have no idea what the correct one is though. What's mining Bitcoin? What is that What is the process of mining Bitcoin?
What is the process of mining Bitcoin?
Yeah, how does it work?
Back in the day when Bitcoin was created in 2009, you can mine Bitcoin on a computer. Literally, there were people so basically what it is to explain in simple terms, your computer or ASIC miner or whatever it is that's mining Bitcoin, now it's ASICs. It makes no sense to mine on like
Computer.
graphic cards and computers anymore because it's just too much.
It's
The
inefficient.
hash rate is way too high.
Yep.
It would make it inefficient. You would lose more money than you would make. What it does is basically the computer or the ASIC is hooked up to a mining pool, and the pool sends blocks to the computer or that machine, whatever it is, to solve math problems. It basically
Okay, so I was right. So
it solves algorithms.
complex algorithms,
It
right?
solves complex algorithms, and for every complex algorithm that you solve, you get paid out for.
Right.
It gets paid out in blocks. The
But-
payout distribution is all over the place because it
Right.
depends on how you mine. You can solo mine, you can pool mine, different things.
You pool?
I'm in a pool, yeah. Solo mining is super hard and super rare. Right
Because
now,
you probably need like a significant amount of
no,
ASICs running.
you don't. You just need luck.
Oh.
That's what it is. There's a lot of the little miners being sold, like home miners, and a couple of these fuckers hit a couple blocks, which means one block right now pays out 3.25 Bitcoin.
Damn.
Oh,
So if you hit one block,
are you good?
you just made over 300 grand. But that is like one in like, I don't know, a couple million odds.
And,
Like-
it probably goes. Those odds probably go
They go higher and higher
yeah,
and higher.
the
no,
less coins.
sorry, the lower
Low-
the odds they go lower.
because of the more coins that are taken out of the.
Well, the more people that are mining, right? Not
yeah.
people, but
Well,
it's not even people that's mining anymore. People are mining. Like me, I'm a small guy. I mine. I got a couple machines that mine, but now it's being taken over by corporations that are mining.
Well,
Or
of
like you
course.
said, whole countries.
Fucking
Yeah,
countries. I
yeah.
mean, Marathon Digital, well, TerraWolf, and all these companies are now getting money from BlackRock and Main Street and dude, it's becoming. It's the next. You know how there's a big hype right now for AI?
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody's getting the AI. Like
that's
we need data centers. Data centers the biggest thing. We need data centers like right now. They're also it's the same. The infrastructure is very similar for mining Bitcoin. So everybody's getting in on it, dude. And some say that the AI is in a bubble right now that's gonna burst. I don't know if it really is gonna burst because AI is literally in everything and everywhere. I
Yep.
mean, wherever you look now, which is kind of scary if you think about it. But AI is not gonna be is staying. It's never gonna disappear again.
nope.
It's
no,
staying.
it's here to stay.
Just like
yeah.
Bitcoin. Bitcoin is
Yeah.
not going to disappear anymore. Bitcoin has now become institutional. It is now becoming bought by everybody. Countries are buying it. People are buying it. Investors are buying it. It's big. It's
Yeah,
going.
I mean,
it's going next level.
For years, they were saying, "Oh, well, this is just a phase. It's gonna pass. It's gonna disappear, and nobody's ever gonna think about it again." It hasn't disappeared. It's grown.
Who said that?
Well, everybody used to say that, right?
me.
Back in the day. Well, okay, we get it, dude. You
Except
like,
Paul,
you-
except
we get it. You like Bitcoin, dude.
Me and a couple other guys. All right.
But you know, like media was always saying that, right?
It's
That
a,
it's not here to
it's
stay.
a Ponzi
It's just a
scheme.
hype.
Yeah, it's just a hype, blah blah blah.
It's a
and like,
Ponzi.
how long does a hype last? 10 years?
I don't think
15
hype,
years?
Yeah. How would you describe it as a
Uh,
hype? I would describe hype as 6 months.
That's what I'm saying.
There you
Is that it's way past
Yeah,
a hype.
So it's institutional now. It's like I said, people are now buying. I mean, look up right now. How many Bitcoin does iBit hold? Is it iBit? How much Bitcoin does iBit hold? I think. There it is. iBit holds
what?
689,719 coins
out of
owned by BlackRock. 21 million.
So they own
Almost
5%.
to that
5%.
Is it
1 million.
5%? It's not 5%.
It's almost it's not 5%.
Because MicroStrategy probably owns a little bit less than that.
Oh,
Obviously,
I saw 989. That's why.
how much does MicroStrategy hold? Which MicroStrategy is the OG. Michael Saylor was the OG guy who bought Bitcoin and just held on to it, and now he's fucking stupidly rich because he's
592.
So yes, how much is it worth? Purchase
30.
a price. Okay, so MicroStrategy states that the average
33
purchase price
billion.
is 66,000. We're at 108,000 right now per Bitcoin, and he bought a bunch of coins at like 30,000, 25,000, and he's been buying right now at 100,000,
It's
105,000.
still gonna go up.
Because he says it's going to $1 million and fucking by 2030.
Yeah, but see, like me, like a regular guy, I'm like 100K is never gonna go past that.
But you don't have to buy 100K.
Yeah, you could
Well,
just
you
buy.
can buy a
You
fraction
could
of
buy
You
a
can
grand.
buy-
You
you
could buy a
can-
grand.
Listen, for anybody out there who actually listens to this podcast, not
God
that
damn.
many people, but
All right, dude, calm down. You don't have to talk shit that bad.
listen, I'm just, being real. I listen to it myself. For anybody who actually listens and like wants like some kind of advice in terms of Bitcoin, start dollar cost averaging. Start buying into Bitcoin. Maybe the best way to buy Bitcoin is to buy it yourself, like on an exchange, and put it on a wallet and keep it for yourself.
Take a
Because-
ledger or something, or
Like a ledger or a hot wallet, like an online wallet, whatever, right? But the best way to keep it from getting stolen is a cold wallet, a hardware wallet, cold wallet. Basically a USB stick with a Bitcoin address on it. You transfer it to the USB stick, you unplug it, you have that Bitcoin on that USB stick forever.
just don't
No one
lose it.
can- just don't lose the stick. That way no one can take it from you, right? Because it really is not, it's not going to go away. It's
Yeah.
staying.
And even if they did get that USB, I'm sure it's encrypted.
Yeah.
So unless they have whatever password or
Password.
whatever it is,
Exactly. A gun to your head. That's the safest way to buy. You can buy on an exchange and
Imagine-
keep it on an exchange, right? Exchanges are pretty secure nowadays. Like
Yeah.
Coinbase is pretty secure, even though I don't like them, but
As
they're
long
pretty
as,
secure.
As long as realistically, as long as you set up multi-factor authentication. I
Yeah.
mean, this is coming from
Two-step, right?
me. Multi-factor, yeah, it's two-step.
Yeah.
Um,
Some people don't know what that means. I didn't know what it meant the first time. I
yeah,
heard about it. I was
so
what
like
the
multi-factor is can be anything. It could be, hey, we're gonna send you a text to your phone. We're gonna give you a call, or you have an authenticator app, a designated app on your phone that
It gives you a code
every 30
couple of-
seconds.
yeah.
Every 30 seconds.
But anyway,
usually.
so as I was saying, if you have the potential to dollar cost average, buy $100 a week, buy $1,000 a month, whatever. Just buy a little bit, because you'll see that when it finally does end up being at $1 million, your $1,000 investment today would be worth 10 grand, let's say in 4 years.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So why not jump on that train and just have a little bit,
and
just in case?
and a lot of places like Coinbase and stuff, they have it where I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but like where you can't touch it, you can't sell it, but they give you an interest out of on
Yeah,
it
you
as
could
well.
stake it.
You could, yeah, that's
But you
what it's
can't
called,
stake.
staking
You
it.
can't stake.
You can't stake. But I know
you
you
can
do
ask-
Ethereum.
You can stake Ethereum, but you can't stake Bitcoin.
Yeah, staking is like, I don't know. It's like it's unavailable to you.
There's two different types of systems for crypto: proof of work, which means you have to have machines
Yeah,
that do the work, either computers, machines, or something of that sort; and proof of stake, which is basically that you don't have machines anymore. It's just all on the network itself. Somebody is in charge of the network, and you're staking your coins or whatever you own with them at a percentage return.
yep.
I'm pretty sure right now Ethereum can get you back 3%.
Yeah.
I know Cosmos, Atom, which is what I hold, some coin that I hold, gives you back 18%.
Yeah. I know Dad was doing it for a while. He had Ethereum because he's bought a couple
Yeah.
coins or whatever, and he had it staked for like a year and a half or something.
Yeah, he made back probably like a third of one.
more. I'm pretty sure
Or more,
because it was
yeah.
like 5%,
Yeah, it depends because
Yeah.
the rates vary by exchanges and they vary by time too.
and then it went up, and then he wanted to sell it,
Yeah.
and I'm like, and I
you gotta
took
unstake
it
it.
off. I unstaked it, and I'm like, yeah, you gotta wait 2 weeks to sell it. He's like, why? I'm like, because they still have to they have to give it back to you.
Yeah,
Basically.
so staking, I was staking when there was a bear market, when the prices were really like subdued. But then when they start going up, I'm on staking because if I want to sell, I want to be able to sell whenever, right? So, but just DCA, dollar cost average, and that could be anything. Dollar cost average into Bitcoin, dollar cost average into stocks. Don't blow all your money into it, because if you do that, you might over leverage yourself, and then when you need the cash, you won't be able to pull it out. I mean, that's just the way it is. Because iBit, what we were just looking at, iBit, you can buy that on the stock market.
Yeah.
So basically, what iBit is, go back to that page. Just go back, right? Yeah. So iBit, basically, what it is that it's a trust. It holds Bitcoin for customers.
I have a couple of friends that work for
BlackRock.
BlackRock. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. BlackRock or there's another one that's very similar name.
The one that, oh wait, maybe it's
Blackstone.
Blackstone does real estate, right?
I don't know, but regardless, What-
They're in the Sears Tower.
what this is BlackRock basically buying coins for you and holding your shares of Bitcoin. You're not holding actual Bitcoin.
Yeah.
They're holding it. You're just buying a share of Bitcoin. So you can do it that way, but that's just more of a jump in the hoops if you want to sell or if you want to actually have the coin in your hand. You know what I mean? Not in your hand, but just to own it.
Yep.
So it's not a bad way. I mean, look at they bought. Is there a graph for this? Go to images. Is there a graph on how much they've been buying over the last? Because this got approved last year. Look right there. That third one or fourth one, not that one. That one.
Oh wow, we
Fucking
can't
with
see
these
shit.
stupid ass. What does that say? BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF. Look. This started in 12/01/24. Look how much they were buying.
0.2.
0.2K. So
And then one day they bought 33,000 coins. Then the next day they bought 66,000 coins. No, sorry. I'm counting out.
223,000 coins right here.
That's not buying the coins. That's how much they're already holding on to.
Yeah.
But that green shows you how much they bought.
Yeah.
0.02, then they bought 2.4, they bought
Here's some
4.9K.
300K and then another 300K,
Look
then
at
another 300K,
one day.
then 350K, and then 350K.
Let's see. 01/11/24. So in 11/22. So in November of last year, they bought. When Trump won, they bought 14,500.
Look at
coins.
this from 2020 from 12/01/2024 to 12/01/2025. They went from basically
Zero.
nothing to almost 600,000 coins.
Yep. So if they're buying, and BlackRock is the biggest fucking
They know what they're doing.
exactly.
Yeah, right.
You think
they know what they're
and
doing.
they can't just go out and be like, we're gonna fuck everybody now, we're gonna sell it all. They can't.
Yeah.
because they hold on to it, but they don't own it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they own a part of it for sure.
I'm sure a lot of it
I'm
they
sure
bought
they
for
also-
themselves.
Exactly. So, but that would have require all their customers to come in and sell, and that's not really going to happen. There
Yeah,
really
right.
have to be a panic of some fucking, I don't know what, nuclear war for sure,
Dude.
that would destroy everything. So
All right, before,
that's the Bitcoin
yeah,
part
I
of
was
it.
gonna say before we move on from Bitcoin, imagine 5 years from now, you get held up at gunpoint and you're like, "What's your password?"
What are the 6 digits?
What are
Bro.
the 6 digits on your phone right now?
That's already happening in France,
I believe it.
dude. It's
Break into somebody's house and
crazy.
just, they're home, they have their phone, and they have access to their wallet.
Look up Bitcoin hijacking in France, bro. It's crazy, dude. Like there are people getting like stopped on the streets and they're fucking like, "Yo, password to the phone now."
But isn't that like the USB whatever is assigned to your name too? So if someone
not
else
assigned.
has it, it's not.
No,
So it's just a USB doesn't
it
matter.
could be if you find a fucking USB stick on the street, you better
And-
check if it doesn't have any Bitcoin on it. Yeah, see,
No, this is like people like
no, look up kidnapping of Ledger co-founder David Bilal and his wife. This just happened in January. Attempted kidnapping of it's like people like high-end people are getting abducted for their Bitcoin fucking passwords. Crazy shit.
all right. You had your 20 minutes of Bitcoin.
So Iran was mining Bitcoin, and
yeah, right. Yeah,
that's how we got here.
what a goddamn tangent.
That's good though. People understand, But
I mean, I
Dollar
don't know. You
cost
said a
average.
lot.
I did say, but you can, you can pause and rewind,
Listen again and again.
and again and again. Yeah, and you can reach out if you have questions. No
Yeah.
problem. Just
Or you're
send
gonna
me
be,
a comment.
or you're gonna be my girlfriend. She's gonna be like, yeah, skip 15 minutes.
Well, then she's gonna be dumb if she does that because this is good financial advice,
Are you
right?
calling my girlfriend dumb?
No, no. Only if she skips the fucking segment.
Hey.
Yo, hey, listen. It's good information to have, even if you don't use it. It's good information to
Nah,
have.
it's good to know. It's nice to know. That's why I was like,
I mean, listen. People are always complaining that fucking they work their asses off and they have nothing. You have to take other
Risks.
measures, take risks, methods, whatever you want to call it. You have to do something else besides just your regular ass job to get ahead, dude. It's just the way it is.
speaking of,
Tipsy trailer,
no, Ralph VQ.
Ralph VQ, yeah.
That's
So
right.
Ralph is used to be an employee of mine back in the day when I started my business. I mean, he was the original guy that worked for me before we moved to a new shop and everything. and whatnot.
Outside in the rain and cold and
Bro, don't
snow.
even remind me.
That's
Dude,
what,
that was
you know
such
what's
a-
funny is 2x4 and Samba. I was just with them and they were talking about the same thing. They're like, dude, Samba's 2x4 is like, I remember my last day. It was like -6 degrees out. He's like, F it, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore.
Well, me and fucking Ralph were chugging through, bro.
Yeah.
We never stopped, dude. Yeah, remember those days working
Good
under the
days,
forklift,
yeah,
bro?
yeah.
We had no
That's-
shop.
It's
We had to
the
work
difference between the-
outside.
Yeah.
You were from here in Indiana already, right?
Mhm,
Yeah,
next
bro.
station.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. Ralph was in Indiana.
Yeah, dude. A Solution started in 2013, incorporated, or 14, I don't remember. And you were there still. You were before then, I
Before
think.
that?
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Doing what?
Nothing.
Helping.
With what?
Volunteer work.
Volunteer work, yeah. He was paid he wasn't paid, he was volunteering. He was learning. Listen,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
came to
yeah.
learn on the job.
What were
right?
you doing, Paul?
Selling parts, I think. I think. No, I was learning the trade, right? Relax. Why you bring this up? Dude? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
Giving you a hard time. That's all.
Yeah. Then you were with us till I think 2018. I think is when you did.
I don't know. It flew by.
7 years,
It
huh?
flew by.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. But then you went off to work at a shop that you worked on with your favorite cars.
Oh yeah.
Now you got
your favorite car.
Yeah.
I see one there.
Where? Oh, that's a good thing. That's only a toy.
pretty sure I got that for her. No, maybe you guys. I got her the Lambo.
Remember those days? Those were good old days, huh? Like I said, we were outside, rain, snow, whatever the fuck it was.
Oh yeah.
We had
simpler
nothing.
times.
Actually, so that I got an idea from you because so where I work we have semi truck trailers,
Uh,
And I just asked my boss, like, hey, I'm going to buy one semi-truck trailer, and that's what I'm going to store parts, just like you did in Indiana.
I remember that. I remember that trailer, dude.
Yeah, the trailer's still there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's empty, and maybe it's not empty,
It's
but
embedded-
I
it's
sold it to
embedded
John,
in-
and John has kept it there since it's been there.
It's embedded into the ground. This way you
I'm
can't even get it
pretty
out if
sure
you
the
wanted
wheels.
to.
I'm pretty sure the wheels are halfway into the ground. If I'm not mistaken. He actually expanded the shop. He tripled the size of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had a whole like warehouse to it.
Hey,
Yeah,
good for him.
little 2-bay.
Yeah, little 2-bay shops. Now it's like a. I think he added on like those 3,000 square feet.
Yeah, I'll just never forget. I was always interested in like when because he always had the hooks in the ground, right?
Oh, for frame?
For when he would pull the frame, like
Yeah,
straighten the
yeah.
frame back out. I was
Oh,
so
with the leg, with the leg, yeah.
so interesting to me. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because that's the only way. He didn't have room for a frame machine,
Yeah,
so he had the frame leg. So
Yeah.
you had the spots in the concrete. Where
and you
they-
chain it up, and then just
you had the pockets,
and
so you
then
put the
just-
chain on, and then you just pull it back. Yeah, I always wondered if ever one was gonna pop out and fucking
Dude.
whack
Oh my
somebody,
God.
bro. But that shit was dug in deep.
Yeah.
Not that it was dug in deep; it was concrete in.
it was
deep.
secured. Yeah,
So, yeah, but those were the days. We didn't have a lift. We had to do everything in a forklift. We had it's reminding myself right now. Just brings me back how hard it was in the beginning and how far we got. But now you want to do your own car parts thing after you were working at a
If he
shop.
wants to. He is doing
Oh,
it.
he is,
right?
he is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it. What did you decide?
A lot of failures so far. That's the worst part. You don't know what is going to happen. Like,
Yeah, but without risk, there's no reward. So we already know this.
Well,
Yeah.
let's start here. What would you start doing? I guess.
Tell us your story.
Z's and G's, of course. That first, but now I just bought an Audi. I'm waiting for, so I'm gonna try to stick with the Audis. Some,
Your favorite car.
Oh yeah.
I remember your Audi. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, an Audi front. But just to confirm, you're parting out cars, right?
Parting out cars or
Similar to what
repair.
Paul's doing.
yeah,
So,
pretty much yeah.
so Ralph has started his own small business, I guess, and of parting out
Now you're gonna really
German
learn.
cars.
Because like Paul said, you gotta try something, take that risk, step it out of the comfort zone. And
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the only way you're gonna make it. Unfortunately, that's just the truth. I mean, at the end of the day, unless you have a really good paying job that pays a great salary and provides enough for you and your family and everything, cool, right? I'm
Yeah.
not saying anything about that.
And there's also people that can live off of less, right? That
Yeah, 100%. You can live within your means,
Yeah.
right? If you don't make a lot of
But-
money and don't spend a lot of money, then you'll be all right.
do you
But
want to
it-
do that though?
Do you want
we
to do that?
don't.
Exactly.
No,
Do
we
you want to do
don't.
that? I don't want to do that.
I want to take a vacation if I want to.
But I
right?
want to take a vacation. I want to have nice stuff. I want to, I want to
Fix
have.
my
Exactly.
GTR.
I want to have my. Yeah, fucking A.
Again.
I want to have, I want to maybe possibly set up my family for the future, have kids and stuff like that. So I already have to plan for that today. I'm at 37. I'm already getting up there slowly in age. Like, I'm not old, obviously, but I want to prepare for this kind of stuff already. So that in the future, I don't have to worry about it, right? When if I retire at fucking, maybe. If I retire at 40, which is probably not going to happen, but if it did, right? If it did, I'd already have everything set up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really have to worry about too much because everything would be already set
I
for
mean, that's
myself.
a goal that you have, right?
That's a goal for me. I
Right.
said, that's a very hard goal to achieve because unless crypto takes off like
Hey,
fucking
listen,
like this.
Sometimes the harder the goal, the harder the goal is to achieve, the harder you're gonna work to try to get to it.
Yeah.
And you may not achieve that goal, but even if you get pretty damn close, that's still pretty damn good.
I mean, you don't even have to get halfway as long as
That's
you're in
what
the
I'm
right
saying,
path, right?
Right.
If you already have a path laid out, then you can probably get to that goal. Maybe it'll take a longer amount of time, but it's not like I'm limited at 40. It's not like I fucking lost
Exactly,
my
yeah.
arms at fucking the
Yeah,
age of
yeah,
40 and I
yeah.
can't do anything else. You know what I mean? So
Hell, I'm sure all of our parents or grandparents worked till they were 75.
yeah, I mean they're still working.
Yep.
They're still working. Most of them are still working. So it's like, so you got to plan. You got to think about that. And you got to plan for that into the future. And a lot of people don't think about that. They think about today. Like if I was at the age of 20, you think I give a shit about any of this?
Yeah.
No.
Mm.
At the age of 20, I was like, bro, I'm gonna go out drinking.
get
I'm gonna
out
have
of
a
work.
fun. I'm gonna go fucked up. I'm gonna, whatever. I'm gonna go do whatever I'm gonna do. I'm not worried about what's gonna happen in the future. But if you were smart,
You would have started.
if you were smart, even at the age of like 18 or whatever, and you got a regular job, and you already started fucking dollar cost averaging, like, DC. This is what I'm talking about right now. Because anybody who listens or anybody who's out there and like wants to like think like, what can I do differently? Dude, if you're at the age of 18 and you don't really make a lot of money at the age of 18, right? You can, but most people don't. Just take a little bit and put it to the side and invest it.
Yep.
Invest it. And just
Yeah.
don't worry about what it does short term, up or down or whatever, because
Let it be.
let it be. Because in 20 years or 15, 20 years, whenever you look at it, then you're going to be like, yo, look, I already, look, in the last 15 years, I put my of my own money, I put in, let's say, 15 grand.
Yeah.
A grand a year, whatever, right? Which is not a shit ton of money, but it's something. That 15 grand could, by that time, in 15 years, be worth, if you get a 5% return, which is what the stock market is usually close to it. I don't know, you got to do quick math. My fucking math right now, I'm mathing. But I don't know how much money that is. Literally, I don't know.
Well,
But
your
it's
calculator.
profit.
what I was just gonna add on
It's-
to that is also if you're younger, let's say you're in your 20s, you can invest aggressively,
Yeah.
right? And you, not just aggressively as in put in a lot of money.
No, aggressively as
you
a
can
high
do-
risk shit.
You can do high risk shit because you'll make that money back, dude.
Plus, especially if you live
Well,
with someone
hold
still.
on. Let's take it back real quick. Yes and no. High risk means that there's a chance that it could go under and you could lose everything, right?
But I'm saying
So-
when you're younger, you have that. You don't have as much like
Responsibilities?
financial responsibility
Yeah,
or anything
yeah.
like that. So you can do more aggressive investments.
Investing, yeah. And take more risk.
And let's say you lose some of it, you'll be fine, right? You can
Yeah.
make it back. Like for example, I didn't do that when I was in my 20s. I wish I did. I wish I was smarter with my money in my 20s.
I
but
mean, most people are. Most people
Right.
get a little bit older.
But-
Like, damn, I wish I made this
yeah,
decision.
but
when I was younger.
there's some people that are 18 that knew like, hey, I know I'm not gonna go to college, right? Like, hey, the trade's for me, and they're making at 21, they're making close to six figures because they went straight in the trade right
Yep.
away,
Yep.
and they got all this extra money. I was just talking to my buddy the other day. Him and his wife just finished school. She's registered nurse, but she's like higher up nurse or whatever, nurse practitioner, right?
Okay.
And she's like, he worked really hard to make sure that I don't have any loans while she was going through college. Mind you, she's 30, right? And now they're like, we have almost no debt because he's been in the trade since he was 18, right?
So he's been paying for everything out of
And
pocket.
now they're just like, we're 30, we don't have any kids, like we're just gonna go take
We're gonna be rich.
five vacations a year and still have money to save or invest or
Yeah.
whatever it is, right? And I'm glad for them, right? Super happy. We were just talking on Sunday. They're like, "Hey, you guys want to go to Cabo in September?" I'm like, "You mean 2 weeks after I get back from Poland?" Shit, I'm down.
What were you saying, Ralph? Because we cut you off. Marcin cut you off.
Good question.
Rewind the tape. Rewind the
And it
tape.
doesn't even have to be money. You can invest in the stupidest thing that you think it might bring money.
Pokemon cards.
Hey,
Dude,
I have like
it's not
5,000 Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Dude, I have. All right, listen.
You still haven't shown me that chart,
I got
by the way.
like 80,000 sports cards,
Really?
Hot Wheels, collectible
Where the
books.
fuck do you keep all this?
I have a room like literally set up like a game room with all that stuff and got 3 PCs.
Damn, you're a nerd too, huh?
Like mega nerd, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, nobody really thinks about that, yeah.
Goddamn. What
Well,
you
that's
play?
And I
good.
just
So
save
it's-
it
that
because
was-
I'm like, yeah, I
What do you-
can sell it. But if I let it sit because I don't need it in 5 years, 10 years, 15
Yeah.
years, that's just going to go in
So
value.
maybe not, right?
Maybe,
I
maybe
mean,
not. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it
because
wasn't like an investment that I had to
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
spend
yeah.
God
Yeah,
knows
right,
what.
right.
If you held on to your Pokemon cards when you originally bought them for fucking the pack was what, $20?
Not even.
Not even
A booster.
probably,
How much
yeah.
was it? I think it
Booster
was-
pack's like $7.
How much was the original starter pack? I want to
$5
say it was like-
$5?
no way, no way.
Oh, you're thinking about the tin.
yeah,
You're thinking about the
I
tin.
think that was like $50.
Tins were $30.
$30
Back in the
which
day.
was a shit ton
That
of
was
money. then.
at least Yu-Gi-Oh tins, and that came with a starter deck, and it came with some booster
yeah,
packs, right?
Yeah,
But booster packs by themselves are like $5.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
I bought a shit
Mind
ton of
you, Pokemon, the original booster pack for a Pokemon is like $500 right
No.
now, right?
them. I seen that, which is fucking crazy.
Because you have a chance of pulling the original Charizard,
Yep,
which is worth
thousands.
$100,000 at a PSA 10.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
I have almost complete the first
yeah.
edition card deck.
yeah.
Literally just need that Charizard.
That Charizard, Paul has one.
That's the money.
No, I don't,
Paul
have,
has
I don't
it.
have a first edition one.
But
However, if I don't remember, if I wish I could fucking rewind back to those times, because I had a whole goddamn book of
That's
cards.
That's everybody though. Everybody had a collection
Yeah,
of fucking
see,
Pokemon
had
cards,
it,
right?
and it just was you play with it, throw
hey,
it out.
you know what? I might know somebody that has a first edition Charizard, or
Yeah, but what the hell would he need it for?
Yeah, at this point, it's cost so much money that I
Yeah,
wouldn't want to buy
be.
it.
Yeah, why would he
But
buy it now? At this point, he's better off selling his collection to somebody who has one.
Peter knows somebody that has like a full binder full of.
I know somebody too, but he ain't here no more.
Original, yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, he ain't here no more.
Peter can get it though.
I'm sure he can. You should probably fucking make a deal on that.
But yeah,
I'm pretty sure I have a book of there's.
you had one.
Had a
I know you
binder
had
of
one.
fucking cards.
Yeah,
Both Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh.
you were in a Yu-Gi-Oh. Though.
Yu-Gi-Oh not that much.
No, you didn't have much. I think
I had a few. I had Dark Magician for sure. I had a bunch of Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
When I run back my like memory, literally, I remember at one point I was selling cards, Pokemon cards.
you were selling them?
But I don't know if I sold the whole thing, or if I only sold a couple cards.
yeah.
Because I had a whole, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to go look through all my shit, like from like back in the day. Because I'm missing silver coins and shit. I don't know where all this stuff is at.
Hey, you want to do a scavenger hunt after this
So-
fucking podcast?
So I had a bunch
We'll
of
help you.
not a bunch, but I had a couple of silver coins. I had Pokemon cards. I had a bunch of like
Yeah.
random ass like stupid collectible shit, and I don't know where any of this shit is. I already moved 3 times, so who knows where it is?
It's
So
somewhere.
yeah, I was just to wrap up like the Pokemon thing. Like I watched this one guy, just his shorts, right? And he goes out and like he buys packs and he opens them, right? And
Yeah.
just try to chase for something. And it's crazy. It's like the fossil ones from like 2000
The fossils,
and
yeah,
the
those are
2001,
rare.
right? I think a pack is almost $300
And
for
then
one booster pack, mind you. That's like 10 cards.
And now they weigh them too. So like,
Yeah,
if it's
now they- yep.
10 grams. It's
If
300.
if
11,
if you're a legit shop, you don't weigh them. But if you're a shady shop, you will weigh them because
you know
holographics are slightly heavier.
Yeah. So the
So
extra.
they'll weigh
1
them.
gram, yeah.
Yeah. Then they know which ones have hollows in them and which ones
so
don't.
keep
Fuckers,
those.
huh?
Sell,
Yeah, and
sell the other ones.
They'll sell the other ones and keep the other ones. Open them, put them on display to sell as an individual card, right? After it gets graded and everything like that.
Money.
Yeah.
But yeah,
mean,
stupid investment. Put
That
it,
is- yeah,
put
that-
aside and
Definitely.
Back
if you
in the
think
day,
if you think about it, back in
right?
the day, that was such a waste of money,
Sure.
Mhm.
right? And now you're like, damn, I wasted
Should've
a lot
spent
of money.
more.
That was probably fucking worth a lot of money today.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you never know. You never know what you invest.
Yeah.
Because that's the same thing as like buying gold, right?
Yeah.
You could have bought gold years ago for under $1,000, right? Like physical gold. Now gold is $3,300 per ounce.
Yep.
I bought some gold when I was like under $2,000. So I'm up at probably what $1,400 on each of my investments in gold that I made. So, and this is a pretty short amount of time. But if anybody was, who's gonna go out and buy? First of all, buying 1 ounce of gold when you're fucking 18 or 19 years
Well,
old
no, yeah.
is a couple
Right,
$100.
Right.
So not really many people are gonna be doing that, right? But if you did, you got then you got a deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just really depends on what it is. There's so many things that you could have bought back in the day that
Yeah. Like I could have bought a house when I was 7 years old for $50,000.
but just saying like
Realistic.
that would have been worth $1.2 million now. You know.
I mean, I guess, but yeah, they're not certain, but there's
Yeah.
sometimes just stupid things can become an investment.
Of course, absolutely.
You
I
know?
mean, you never know what's going to become
Cars.
a collector's item.
The Z's, actually, when I used to work with you, I remember somewhat what the prices used to be.
Yeah.
Like those stupid pillars.
Yeah. How
You
much
can-
were they? How much were they?
$80, $100,
How much are they now?
$250.
Yeah.
400.
Oh well. Yeah, I sell them for like $250.
If you get them for
but-
if you get them if you sell them on eBay and they're in good condition, you get $400 for it.
But yeah, that's a cheaper car.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
You know how much the radio bezels are? The waterfalls?
if it has the cubby door,
If it has the cubby door, a good one,
probably like another $200.
$300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I mean, that's just that's just the way
But
it is.
that's
right?
also just you can't find you can't find them.
Well,
as
that's
easily
the thing.
anymore,
That's why I
right?
asked
they're,
Thousand.
they're
Less
not
and
they're not
less
made
and
anymore.
less.
That's why
right.
1,000 parts is so expensive.
Right,
dude.
absolutely.
Oh my god, my car, the RS6, I sold it for $10K. Literally now, if you want to buy one, same mileage, but way worse condition, $20K all day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
See? Yeah, but that's the problem with that is how do you know?
That's the thing. It's all hindsight. It's all
Right,
hindsight.
how would
I
you
don't know.
know?
You can
Sometimes you can think about it. Like let's
just
say,
look at the
okay,
cars. I mean, you're not gonna be like, hey, my Toyota Corolla is gonna be worth money.
let's say today, What do you think is a car that would be valuable 20 years from now?
SS. I bring this. I've brought this up like the
Camaro
past 3
SS?
weeks. No, the Chevy SS.
The Chevy SS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, which I've seen like fucking 10 of them in the last, I don't know how many days have we talked about it since.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on
They're
here. I
sick
think
cars.
it's a sign.
They're sick cars. LS3, dude.
Excursion, for example, same thing.
Yeah, excursions
The
are.
big ass tank you brought here?
Yeah,
Mhm.
excursions
The
are actually.
prices are
Yeah.
stupid.
I'm sure. Because you
Like-
can't get them anymore like that, right?
The amount of stupid, I mean, like $70,000.
What kind of engine is it?
6.0 power stroke.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay, but so what I'm saying is, what car today that you would have to go buy brand new from the dealer,
GR.
you think is
Yep.
going to be worth a lot of money?
GR.
GR
Corolla?
400Z,
400Z?
RS.
anything RS, anything M.
No, not anything M, because there's so much M now. It's not.
Everything's them.
Yeah, I don't think M.
They're
Well, not
every-
like M package, but actual M5, M6.
Okay. Yes.
Maybe yeah. I agree.
I think a GRs for sure. I think RSs.
the Corolla GRs.
Maybe Type Rs.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe Type Rs.
There's a new Integra, right? I don't know if it just came out.
The Type S.
Is it Type S?
Yeah, Type S.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Integra. I feel like that's gonna be.
yeah. I wonder if it makes sense sometimes to go.
Here's
buy one,
what
dude.
it's gonna do.
But that's the thing.
But the
you-
Type S is first gonna drop in
Fuck
price.
yeah, it is.
It's gonna get heavily modified by a lot of people,
And
then it's gonna rocket up.
just like
in
all
15,
these
20
cars,
years.
anything that's like that sport model, not the base
Yeah.
models, obviously, but anything like.
Yeah, the old Teggies. How much? How
Oh,
much
yeah.
can you? How much can you? How
The
much
Type
can you-
R?
Like how much can you get a Type R for
Not
right now?
even-
bro.
Oh, Type
first of all,
Rs,
how hard is it to-
25K, 30K.
Yeah. And second of all, how hard is it to find it?
Wait. What are we talking about? Which Type
A
R are we talking
Type
about?
R, the old
Integra?
ones. Yeah, like
The old-
like
20 what?
2000.
How much you say?
25K.
Good luck.
30K. So actually, when that was March, we had a customer with an Integra, and he spent it's a base model automatic with like 180,000 miles.
Mhm.
He spent 25K on it.
Well, he got ripped off.
Full body repaint, full engine, transmission, suspension. He's doing everything to it because it was his childhood car. And
That's different.
Well, that's
so then I
different.
started,
Yeah.
but I started looking because I'm like, that's.
Yeah.
you know,
Why would you do
It's
that?
ridiculous. Yeah.
So I found a bunch of Type Rs for like 25 to 30K. I'm like,
There's no way you found Type R for 25, 30K. When?
March.
March?
This
There's
year,
no fucking
March.
way. There ain't no way. Ain't no way, bro. Unless they're clapped to shit or
No, or
restored.
nice
they're
ones.
imported
Go-
from Japan.
Fine.
Yeah.
Well, imported from Japan
That's
is a
a whole
different
different
story, because that's a
But
right-hand
you-
drive.
Yeah, but you could still find one for 25K with that.
Okay, hold on.
Just
We're
like
talking about
finding RX-7s.
we're talking about two different. That's two different cars.
Uh,
Right-hand drive and
we think
left-hand
it's-
drive are not the same car.
Wait, hold on. We think it's a different car. Some people don't care about that.
If you're looking for value-wise, yeah, you care.
Yeah, I understand, but I'm saying a lot of people that buy it don't care if it's right hand
If
or
they're
left
gonna
hand.
drive the car
right?
and enjoy it, then
They
it
care.
doesn't matter.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Unless- if you know, have you ever driven a right-hand drive car?
No, I don't think I want to.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
No.
Exactly. All right.
Hold
so,
on. Before we continue, I have to pee so bad.
All right. Pause this thing. This is why we need what's behind the scene. No, we don't. Need
No, we
behind the
don't
scenes
need
in
a
terms of
behind the
those
scenes.
That'd be
conversations, 'cause
Anyways,
We're gonna get
before we
banned.
continue, first of all, I just wanted to say if you've made it this far in the video, thank you. Second,
Like and subscribe.
subscribe,
Share.
put a comment on the video, share the video.
Call us out.
Also,
on our misinformation.
can you not talk over me the whole time? Ralph, we're gonna put Ralph's information up. His business information. Ralph, what's the business called? What do you guys do? Just a quick thing.
You said you guys. What do you guys do?
Hey, nobody has to know that.
Why? We just
VQ Ralph is just part of cars
on Facebook, right?
on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a,
What are you gonna be? What are you gonna be mostly working? Which cars? You said
Trying to
Audi.
stay Audi, yeah. Trying to stay Audi to
Audi.
get away from.
You gonna get like an
from
R8
you
or anything like that?
guys. Not yet.
Paul might go halves on you with it.
I think there's a different
So I
opportunity.
actually find a
Anyways,
lot of them.
Hold on,
Oh,
before we
Yeah,
continue.
go ahead.
So anyways, Ralph's information will be there. And then this Saturday, so tomorrow, Cars and Coffee at A Solutions. We post this on Friday,
Oh.
you dipshit.
I was like, you have too many
You
views.
guys
I'm over
are
here.
so-
I'm over here like, bro. I'm pretty sure it's fucking Wednesday.
Oh my god. Cars and Coffee this tomorrow. There's some discounts.
3 days?
I got some. Oh my god. Don't give these guys any more of these red cups anymore, dude.
Jesus.
Cars and coffee. Actually, I got a couple people that are coming just for the discounts.
I'm sure they are, fucker. Remember, there's no haggling. It's a fucking banner.
I know somebody that needs a pillar for their Evo.
Yeah, me too. I probably know who this person is. Is he buying the GTR? No, what is he buying? Was he buying the gas cap for the Lambo?
No, I saw that though.
Yeah,
you know who this is? It's Eric. Oh, we should bring him on.
who?
Um,
Gap Clinic?
No, well, him
Gap
too.
Clinic for sure.
He says he's about to have a kid. It's gonna be tough to get him on. But no,
Good.
Eric
Congratulations.
from Indiana, who he's with the Evo.
It don't matter. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, Ace Solutions has their Cars and Coffee this Saturday coming up, June 28th. Come join us. There'll be some cars. There'll be some coffee. There'll be some donuts. There'll be me and a bunch of other people.
I'll be there too.
And unfortunately, none of my cars will be at this fucking show, which is kind of disappointing.
You know, you've had all this time to get at least one.
You know
of them
what?
running.
One of my cars will be there. The burnt Supra will be there.
Oh,
The truck will be there, I
forever.
guess.
It's gonna be there.
The truck will be there too.
We'll take Michelle's Lexus. Fucking make it at least look decent.
Now we gotta take the trailer there. Taking the truck.
Oh yeah, that's right. Son of a biscuit. Yeah, come on and
Support.
and enjoy. And
Bring
then,
your kids.
And then you have your Tipsy Trailer giveaway, right?
Yeah. At the time of this posting, there will probably be a few hours left, but we are giving away a free party to bartend with the trailer. At Tipsy Trailer IL with underscores between each word on Instagram. Just tag 3 people and
Maybe
you know.
we'll put this up at the either end of the video or on in the description.
I'll have a
for
link.
links for
I'll
this
have a
stuff.
link in there, and then I'll include the Instagram handle on the video here. So
Go and like his
there's a lot
stuff.
going on this week. Jesus Christ!
It's good. That's good. We should be doing this kind of stuff every week, dude.
Yeah, except for the fact that it's in 100-degree weather.
I mean, it's supposed to be fucking
Well,
hot on Saturday.
I get to choose a giveaway winner in my house, but
Wait. It's random, right?
of course it's random.
It fucking better be.
There might be some actually. For whoever makes it this far, there's some extra prizes too for people that have entered. I haven't told anybody yet, so
What?
I'm not telling what the extra.
I want to know.
Surprise.
I'll tell you
I
after
I
this.
gotta subscribe to his thing. Huh?
Yeah,
like all
Thank
his
you
shit.
know what's
Thank your
crazy?
friends.
You know what's crazy is Paul hasn't even shared it. Which
What the
is
fuck you mean?
wild.
What you talking about? I've shared it on Facebook.
The giveaways on Instagram.
Oh shit! I shared the video. Wait, yeah, but yours Instagram's linked to Facebook, right?
That doesn't matter. You don't enter. You don't.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All right, I got you. I'll share it. I'll share it today.
You ain't winning. That's for
Tomorrow.
sure.
Watch me. I'm fucking log into my 10 accounts that I have.
Yeah, dude. Paul will log in and like the reels or the shorts that we post on 3 different accounts. But
I'll
you know
do
what? But you know what? I can't say anything because when Edita does a giveaway and she tags 3 people, she tags like one of my accounts, and then I log in on that account and I tag my other 2 accounts.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Listen, when I'm out supporting the channel or whatever, I just do it all at once, dude. Just fucking log into everything, boom, 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 and then
Yeah,
move on.
and I'm sitting at my desk, and my phone's vibrating for 15 minutes because Paul's just like 50 reels back to back to back to back, and I get a
I
notification for
missed a few
each
from the last
one. Dude.
podcast, so I gotta go back and get the other ones.
It's like this giveaway, dude. I posted it last Friday at 12 o'clock. Because Edita was on the account too. Her phone died in the middle of the day because of how much like the notification she was getting. Like it was just constantly vibrating.
Man, that'd be so annoying.
Yeah, and then I had to have mine plugged in the whole time so it wouldn't die.
I
But
just not turn off notifications.
because I want to see, I'm interested. You can't.
You
Wait.
turn off notifications?
Fuck yeah, dude. I can't.
No, I have like
You guys are
100
crazy, bro.
plus
Michelle
every
has.
day.
If I looked at Michelle's phone, she's like 1,000 something messages that are unopened.
That's well. That
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean, that's not.
same here. Yeah, text messages like
No, text messages I'm good, but on emails, oof.
Bro, I think I have OCD. I can't let that fly.
But
bro.
I
There's-
need that-
if you
There is
open
no,
your-
there's no notifications for me. If I open my phone, I am going
It's
through those
nothing.
notifications. There's some there,
but
right?
not like
But
you
not
gotta
like
scroll.
fucking no hell. No,
Well, that's-
I can do like one pull down and I'll have all of them. All the
Well,
ones.
that's how my Instagram normally is, right? But with this giveaway, right now I'm probably close to 1,200 comments, right? And then 500 shares, and then 500 likes. And it
TBTS
gets-
is supposed to do a giveaway once.
Yeah, maybe soon. Then.
Yeah.
Let me do one at a
100
time.
subs. At 100 subs.
Let me do one at a time. Maybe it'll be at 200 now.
It's gonna take a long ass time.
But anyways, I need that dopamine rush from all the notifications. You know, that's why I have.
Oh,
that's why I didn't
that's
say. You need that dopamine rush.
That's
you know?
like me checking Bitcoin prices.
Yeah, or every time you refresh our YouTube account to see if there's another subscriber or how much the viewer
views.
count.
I don't check it that often. I
do.
check that once a week. Maybe.
I do.
That's how
I'm curious
on
on what-
TikTok. That's how I am. I'm like,
Yeah.
refresh. Oh shit. Oh, okay, again.
Dude, what like on that Friday when I posted the giveaway, I just kept refreshing because it was going up by the hundreds every time I refreshed, right?
You wanna see how far it's
and
gonna get,
I'm telling
right?
you, it's just a dopamine. I think I'm close to 40,000 views now, which is sick,
Oh yeah,
right?
that's good.
and it's a lot of and
Those are fucking rookie numbers,
it's
bro.
a lot of reach.
I'm joking. I probably get like 10 views for all my shit. So
To get the
I
most
don't
I
post
get is
anything.
like
Do you post stuff?
70,000.
no, not really.
Clearly,
Listen, I post here and there, right?
You should post more.
I post more Trump stuff. Apparently, just when trolling, I'd like to troll. No, I stopped trolling.
I thought about doing like my own like YouTube channel and like just doing like stupid ass reels or shorts, where like I
Yeah.
just like record myself saying some
So you just need one good one.
one good one. That's it.
That's it. And then you're gonna be like, you know who I Show Speed is?
Yeah.
You know him?
Yeah, that fucking guy is everywhere now.
Yep. He's hanging out with like people you could like dream to ever like see in person.
What did
And
he
he's
do
like,
that made him so
He's a
famous?
streamer.
He would like mispronounce names of soccer players on purpose.
Yeah.
Like the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah.
Really?
And people are
Well,
like, oh, that's funny.
who's the other guy? Kai Snot, right? Kai
Yeah.
Snot. How?
Oh yeah.
That guy got big for literally just yelling at his camera. Same thing with
Famous, rich.
Nah,
same
fuck, bro.
thing
This
with
generation's retarded.
Same thing with Speed, bro. He'd be playing a video. He'd be playing FIFA, and he would like get up and just Jinxie is a good one.
Oh, Jinxie, yeah.
Jinxie would go and he'd be playing like Rainbow Six, and
You guys are talking like fucking gibberish, bro.
he would die, and he would literally punch
like-
his camera.
fucking feel like I'm talking to hamsters, man.
Yeah, but he would die and he'd like punch his camera,
The fuck?
and like but people were watching it because they.
They probably paid him to break this damn camera and get him a new one. This
Well, no,
fucking
they
people,
didn't
bro.
have to pay him. He got paid for views, right? So, like him doing dumb stuff like that, people would just tune in just to see that stupid ass
See,
shit
it's not about
that would
hard
make
work
them
anymore.
laugh. Yeah.
See, this is why I say
Stupid.
Facebook Live would be better.
Yeah.
Not Facebook Live. What the hell am I saying? YouTube Live.
Yeah, so I could just go
TikTok.
punch my phone right now.
If you guys take TikTok, I feel like it's way better.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not an interesting person, and I had people like give me gifts while being TikTok live.
Yeah,
Dude, absolutely
Here
not
we go.
interesting. Fucking playing video games.
here we go.
You're
Oh.
going what, bro? I'm gonna
The
start.
pause already, but the gears are turning.
Dude, I'm
But they're
telling
getting
you,
But someone keeps fucking throwing rocks in them, dude.
yeah, me.
They're like
tell-
starting to turn and throw some of the big ass rock, bro. And they quit. That's it. No more turning. They're always turning. Always turning gears.
They gotta be.
Sometimes they go reverse.
Sometimes they're not oiled well. You know.
And then sometimes it's squeaky.
Sometimes the tooth breaks. You know.
Yeah, that's when you get the big ass pebbles that get stuck in there. Listen, I just took apart a T case a couple weeks ago, and I was going through it, and I'm like, all right, this doesn't look too bad. You know, it looks okay. It looks all right. I took it apart. I'm like, oh, this is the fucking first sign of failure. The fucking teeth, there's a big ass piece of fucking metal stuck in between them. I'm like, all right, let me see if I get this up. I got it. I'm like, it's not so bad. I keep going. I'm looking inside. I'm looking inside the LSD. There's like this shaft that holds the gears in place. I open one T case and I open the other one. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, what the fuck happened to this one? The fucking shaft looks like a bow, dude. It's supposed to be straight. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, what? How did this even happen? And I thought about it. I'm like, dude, that car took a big ass hit on the one side. So what happened was the shaft. So what happened was
did it get?
yeah, that's what happened. They got
Ah.
squeezed that hard where it bent the shaft that holds the gears, the main gears in place. It was crazy. And I'm like, it spins. Yeah, it spins.
But it's like,
But it doesn't spin the right way.
Oh, yeah.
And then it gets stuck in one spot and that was it. I'm like, this fucking thing's trash. But so I was making posts. See, I do post. I was making posts on A Solutions saying that we check our fucking our parts very well. Make sure they're not fucked up like that. And then we throw them in the garbage and take a loss. Yeah. But anyway,
Did you do like a little like the you showed them like a little the money like clip, the sound clip. Or
You
is
mean
it
like the money and
like
like
the
a-
cha-ching, and then you do minus 500 on it.
Nah, I should fucking start doing that. Or just have the $500 in green and with a lighter under it, dude.
There you go.
You go to Ace Shazana, you'll fucking see it, dude. I post it. I
I've seen it.
don't. I don't post a lot, but I post once in a while. We check our parts very well, and he fucking bent, bro. It looks like a bow. Yeah, dude. I take my job very seriously. My gears definitely do turn.
Guys that work once a week takes it very seriously.
This fucking guy, fucking always working. What you talking about? I'm working right now.
On what?
Gears turning.
My gears are currently turning. All right. You know what really grinds my gears? Goddamn pebbles. Oh,
Democrats.
God. Round ones at that. Oh Lord.
Yeah. Do you know what song I was listening to like on repeat on the way here? Rich Man North of Richmond. Remember that
I
one?
heard it like once was alright.
What?
I don't remember.
You know that song? It's the
Yeah,
guy with,
yeah,
with
yeah.
the big ass beard.
Yeah.
You know he was on Joe Rogan like
Yeah.
a week ago.
And you know what Joe Rogan told him? Don't sign any deals with anybody. Just do it
Yeah.
on your own.
Yep.
Now he's rich because he made it himself.
You know.
Because a bunch of agents approached him to
Yeah, of course.
sign with labels.
Take your money and
Basically, we'll make you money. We'll give you a fat check
Cut.
up front.
Royalty.
Yeah, and then we'll make the money off of you. And Joe Rogan told him don't do that, and he didn't. And now he got his own thing going.
Yeah.
So good for him. Joe Rogan's a good dude. I like Joe Rogan.
I was watching one of his.
Yeah, I was sorry. Go ahead. Never mind.
I was Oliver Anthony is his name, right? I was watching one of his things. He's like, you know, what was the craziest thing that I saw? He's like, the Republican Party, or no, they used my song for the debate, and it was funny to watch all these politicians that were there listen to the song, knowing that it's about them.
The hypocrisy.
I mean, yeah, literally. Right?
My friend called me last time. The Joe Rogan of Homer Glen.
Does that make me the Joe Rogan of
I'll take
of
I'll take it as a
Hills?
compliment, bro. Maybe Joe Rogan will call me, bro.
Yeah, dude.
You know, I like Joe Rogan's podcast. I listened to it for quite a while. He's had it, but he's so big because he's been doing it for so
Yeah.
long, right?
Yep.
But he's always got interesting conversations. He gets.
But he also gets those guests where like you can't watch it.
There
Nah.
are certain ones
Yeah,
like
right,
that,
right,
but that's part of the program,
Right.
right? Like you're never gonna you're never gonna always have
And
interesting people,
Yep.
right?
well,
You'll have interesting people, but different perspectives.
Yeah.
That's not interesting.
It might be
to
interesting to
others.
some people, but not
like,
to
you know,
others.
yeah, exactly. Like our conversation last week we had with podcast with Emron, right? I thought it was an interesting conversation to me because it had very much to do with a lot of the stuff that we do together, right? Most
Yeah,
people
so-
are like, "Yeah, fucking, we don't care about this." You
yeah,
know?
they don't.
I mean, I didn't say much in that episode.
I'm just saying, like, you know, that's just the way that is.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather have a conversation that's just open. We can talk about whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
You know,
You see what Joe Rogan had on yesterday?
who?
Bernie Sanders.
Oh, he called his ass out.
Did he? I
Oh,
haven't watched
yeah.
it yet. I haven't
Oh,
watched
yeah.
it yet. Don't say anything.
He called his ass out. Yeah, called his ass out a couple times. Because never mind, you'll watch it, you'll see. Which not every politician would go on a podcast like that because they know
They
that
gonna
Joe
get-
Rogan
Yeah.
knows a lot of shit.
Yeah. Well, he's also very straight to the point. He's straight to the point, and you can't sway. Not that you can't sway him one way or another. He has his own independent views.
Yeah, I mean, he does get swayed a little bit here and there.
Right.
It really depends on the conversation he's having and how much of it he believes.
Yeah, but
Right.
he also.
He doesn't believe everything
But
he
you also
he
can't
hears.
buy him.
You can't buy him for sure. That's for sure. I mean,
Right.
but he's got a good ass deal with Spotify, so
But I'm saying
he
I'm
can
saying-
say
I'm
whatever he
saying-
wants. But you can't. But he's not bought. Yeah, yeah.
He'll never sell his word to somebody he doesn't support.
yeah, exactly. So I
Right.
mean, he flip sides a little bit. In
I mean,
last
even
election.
for Trump, it was like what the day before the election before he
Yeah,
said
this is
says,
an endorsement.
this
yeah.
is my endorsement for Trump.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you Trump didn't pay for that.
No, hell no. Hell no. He
That
just
was-
he just looked at it. He doesn't need any more money, dude. His
Yeah.
contract was like $230 million, like fucking 4 years ago.
Yeah,
You got a new
and
one
he was
now.
probably worth more than that at the time he signed his contract.
Yeah, dude, he makes money. He's got multiple streams of income, dude.
Yeah.
UFC, fucking podcast, there's products that he promotes, everything, dude.
I wish Dana White had a podcast. That guy.
Dana White's funny,
That guy.
but he doesn't have time. I think, bro. He's
Yeah.
you know he's a sitting member of Facebook
Yep, met up.
on the board.
Mhm.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah. Him and Zuckerberg are buddies now.
That's right. Zuckerberg started fighting, and
He became a man.
they beat the robot out of him.
But so Yeah, I like listening to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was good. He's open minded to a lot of stuff, and yeah, he's not very he can't really be bought, and he'll talk about anything with anybody. Which is why sometimes it's a boring conversation because it's about
Something that you can relate to.
Yeah,
There's nothing
he'll also ask like the dumb questions, right? The questions that you may think of, but like anybody else that's like high profile or something may not ask, right? Because they already know the answer, or they already know why this and that. He's just gonna ask you straight up. Like when he brings scientists on, I love that shit. When they talk about like black holes and like
he doesn't know how, because he doesn't know much about
and
it. But
he'll ask all the dumb questions.
Yeah.
He's like, so what happens when two black holes collide? You know,
that big create one big ass one.
I mean, it's pretty it kind of makes sense. But apparently, it tears apart reality for a second.
He started going to church. He started attending church.
You said this.
Yeah, now he's actually going to church.
The first time you brought this up was in Canada, and this is before. No, this was when we already started the podcast. So you brought it up on a podcast before
I think one of the first or second podcasts.
Yeah,
I brought it up.
Paul's like, yeah, he's going to be converting soon.
Yeah, now he goes to church.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
He was an atheist for forever.
Yeah,
he was an atheist forever.
I'm not gonna lie. I had this conversation this past Sunday with my good friend and his wife. His wife, big churchgoer, like never misses a Sunday, right? And lately, I've been like, I think the last time I missed was a mass was like at least 2 months ago, probably at this point. And so I was like, that's one thing you need, something, but like also like, it's nice to go. I don't know.
Well, you go to talk to God. You don't really go
absolutely.
there.
You could talk to God whenever you want. Right?
Yeah, but that's a holy place, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the priest can say whatever the fuck he wants to say. You can listen to it. You don't necessarily have to listen to
the
it.
priest this week.
But pissed. That's like Trump yesterday, bro. He was pissed too, bro. Yeah, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Who does?
Oh god! But it's just a place of worship. You know how we talk. I think we talked about it before. No, maybe not on the podcast, where people are like, "Oh, you gotta look good to go to church" and stuff like that. Especially Polish people.
You don't have to look good.
The Polish people are just
fucking judgmental.
But
that was the old
sin too.
I would feel bad going to church now because
of your tats and stuff.
Yeah. So like if it's like 100 degrees and I gotta wear a short shirt, I'm like, I'd rather not go.
It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, you're not going for them.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, but
you're going for yourself.
They could fucking say whatever. It doesn't matter.
Fuck themselves, to be honest.
Because at the end of the day, you're there for you,
yeah,
and you're there for God, and whatever interaction you have with God in church has nothing to do with anybody else.
Yep.
Nothing.
Yeah, but then you think about it too. Like,
but that's the only way that bothers you is if you're weak-minded. That's just me saying it that way because at the end of the day, are they gonna come up to you and say anything?
No, of course not.
Of course they're not gonna fucking say anything to you. You know why? Because they're scared to say anything. They can be mean and powerful and all. Yeah. But they won't come up to you and say anything.
Probably not. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's good. That's why.
Hey, let's be honest. Some old chut guy probably would, right? But
sure,
your family will.
But is that gonna?
My family would never.
But is that gonna dissuade you? Like it wouldn't dissuade me. I'd be like, all right, old fucking hag, goodbye. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. I'm here. I'm not here for you.
I'd be like, where's your son? I don't see him at church.
And that's why a lot of people turned away from going to church because of that shit like that.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't been in
Polish people
forever. I haven't been forever in church.
Go once in a while if you get a chance. Go. Like I said, it doesn't matter.
Takes an hour out of your day. It's not a big deal.
No, it's not a big deal. Just the fact that
I know.
They'll look at you like, oh,
and I know
why
that,
is he here?
and I know that from experience because a lot of people I talk to say the same thing, and I'm like, dude, at the end of the day, like I said, you're not going there for them.
You're on there for you.
You're there for you.
Yeah.
If somebody's and no one's gonna, even if they can look at you and you can see that they're looking at you, but what are they gonna say anything?
No,
Hell
they
no.
might not say nothing to
they
you.
They will say shit,
but they will say stuff to like
your
family members, your friends.
Let them.
Are your family members going to tell you don't go to church because you don't look good?
No.
Yeah,
exactly. You know what I mean?
For sure not. But
you know what I mean? Don't go to church because you don't look good because you have a tattoo on your arm or whatever, or you got a fucking. Never mind. I was gonna say something else.
Because your hair is not cut or
blue
or whatever.
You're not going there for them,
dude.
So he started going to church and so I think he's fighting like because he had that one guy on Wesley.
He's talking about Joe Rogan now.
Yeah,
and he had the one guy on and kind of probably kind of leaned him into it a little bit, what it is and remember, in order for you to believe, you actually have to believe in something.
Yep.
Just because someone forces you to go to church doesn't make you believe. I know plenty of those guys.
I mean, they used to be me, sort of, right? I've always believed, but like, I feel like
You
now,
can always have questions.
yeah, sure, but I never didn't believe that there wasn't a God, right, or anything like that, right? I never went that far, but I always like had a lot of questions about it and stuff like that. But then it's also like, back in the day, going to church was a chore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
When
I
you're
agree.
young, especially
I
when
agree.
you're younger.
When you're younger, I'm talking. I mean, I guess even 10 years ago, right? When you're 21 and you just want to go out and stuff and hang out, you want to go to a picnic and stuff. You don't want to go to church,
Yeah.
right? You just
Yeah.
want to go out and you want to sleep in a little bit.
Yeah.
And
Or
now
you
it's-
go to church at 6 a.m. drunk. I know somebody like that.
yeah,
Plenty of people like that.
I know a family member that does that sometimes.
Yeah. Same. Used to do the same. Not big church goer.
But well, I mean, if we're thinking about the same person, it goes more.
I think we're thinking
often
about
now.
two different people.
I'm
There was more than one person in our family that was like that. Anyway, yeah. So
especially when you have kids. The one,
dude, it's hard with kids.
but
let me tell you.
the one thing my buddy brought up, and I 100% agree. He's like, I don't get our friends, and he's like our friend. He's like, I don't get our friends that don't go to church, but then you have a kid, and all of a sudden now you're a big church goer.
Yeah. So why is that? Is you're doing it for the kid, or
You're doing it for a kid. You're not
or
doing it
you're
for
doing
yourself.
it because you think about like other
Yeah,
people
but
are gonna
wait. That makes no sense because if you're doing it for the kid doesn't understand church most of the time anyway.
Yep.
Right. But you want him. You want
Unless
to.
that
You want to
gives-
introduce them
unless-
early, right? You want to introduce them early, right?
Unless, yes, 100%. Unless that is finally the click in your mind for
That you
yourself that you should probably
for
do
some,
that.
for some people, you think everybody's like that.
No, but
That's what I'm saying.
even if for half the people, if it's like that, then it's a good thing.
Yeah,
Right.
I think like you're saying, like if I had a kid now, I would go to church with the kid. Just
And you wouldn't
because
get-
I would.
And at that point,
I would feel like I should have been doing that, so
Yeah.
I know he should be doing
But-
that.
Well, you're trying to set
But-
an example, right?
but
Yeah.
also at that point, you wouldn't care what people said about you,
at that point, no.
right?
Exactly.
Because you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your kid.
It's
right?
different if you're doing it for yourself. No, it's not different if you're doing it for yourself.
You should
or your
be doing
kid.
it for yourself.
You should be doing it for yourself.
Right.
But you shouldn't. But it shouldn't. There shouldn't be a difference in distinguishing the fact that a kid makes a difference or not. Like if you're having a child,
Yeah.
go to church. You know what I mean? Like right now we were just talking. If you don't feel comfortable going because of this and that, that shouldn't stop you from going and having a kid. Because then you said if you had a kid, you would approach the situation differently. That shouldn't be different. It should be the same thing.
Yep.
That you're going for
Yeah,
yourself.
but I feel
for your
like
kid.
that's the part that you realize, like, yeah, I should have.
Yeah,
been
yeah.
doing.
Well,
Right.
you realize a lot of stuff. When you have kids, you realize a lot of stuff how you should have done differently.
True.
You know, or maybe I should have listened more, or maybe I should have done differently, or maybe this, or maybe that, whatever it could be, right?
Damn, I was a shit kid when I was a
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, because that's possible, right?
Yeah,
That's,
right.
That happens, right? And that's why when your parents are trying to teach you a lesson or like guide you in a direction of some sort, or whatever, it's for your own benefit. Just at the time, you don't realize.
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
you think it's like,
You
oh,
don't
they're
take-
just making me do
They're just
it.
nagging
You don't
me
take you
or-
don't take it that way that they're giving it to you. You're taking it the opposite way.
Yep.
Why?
Also-
Because someone's trying to what's the word I'm looking for? Someone's trying to not impede. What's the word I'm looking for? Someone's trying to make a decision for you without you making the decision yourself.
Oh yeah. Well,
What's
yeah.
there's a specific word I'm
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
for.
yeah.
I'm bilingual. I don't remember.
Well, then we're all fucked.
So impression, I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter. So at the end of the day, you should do it for yourself. I mean, it's it's good to have faith in something.
Even if my thing is, because obviously now I go to church with my girlfriend, right? But even before that, when I was going to church by myself, it was just an hour, just like I wouldn't say silence, but it was like an hour to like just think about everything, right?
Yeah, it gives you
Right. It gives you, I wouldn't say clarity, because it doesn't always give you clarity.
No.
Right? Church does not always give you, sometimes you walk out with more questions than you walked in with, right? But it gives you an hour of self-reflection.
yeah.
Right.
And if you actually listen to like what the readings are and whatever, sometimes if you
Yeah.
actually listen to
Yep,
them and
yep.
actually like
Then you think about it
really
more.
think about it, then you're like, that does make sense if you really think about it. Maybe from a different perspective or perspective or
Yeah.
whatever, but it does make sense. You just have to listen. The hard part is listening, and you have to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it could be short and straight to the point, and sometimes it could be a fucking, the guy's up there for 5 minutes reading this one reading. You're like, bro, I'm lost like fucking minute ago. I'm a minute in. I don't remember anything. So
you know who I spoke with the other day?
who?
Father Greg.
Yeah. What do you say?
Told him to come on.
What do you say?
He's like, I don't know. He's like, but we can't bring up politics. I'm like, no problem.
Damn.
He's like, there's, yeah, because I was talking with him about it, but he's like, last time church got mixed with politics, it was pretty ugly.
Yeah, I heard
I
about
can
it.
imagine.
But I see, he was at the christening the other day, and I was like, when you coming on, dude? And he's like, you and your brother both. Dude, I'd
a
love
good
to
guy.
have him on though.
He's a good guy, and he's a younger guy, so he's not he's like under 40, I think. He's a priest and he's a lawyer for the diocese.
He's also a firefighter. He's a firefighter too.
Yeah, so there you go. So he's an interesting dude,
Yeah.
and sometimes it takes somebody within that same age gap to really explain some certain things, because you know how some older
I don't
people
know,
are.
man. That guy does his masses and
He's good. I
1
like him, bro. Listen,
yeah, but they're 1.5 speed.
he does it
when
fast.
when he
yeah.
talks, that guy.
but he gets to the point, and he's pretty direct about his point.
Yeah,
When we had COVID, bro, I liked him then. He was good.
that's probably when he got in trouble.
But that's just having faith is a good thing, and it's not. It never does harm. Maybe it gives you more questions sometimes than answers, but at the end of the day, at least it gives you a kind of a guide. Like it makes you a better person now.
As long as you're not killing somebody in the name of God, or something like that, right?
Mm.
What do you?
No,
Back to politics.
no, we're good. We're done. We covered that segment already. But anyway,
have we?
hold on. We'll be back next week. But yeah. So anyway,
Here comes the.
I wanted to ask you how it was, because you used to work at a shop for a couple of years. Basically, ran the shop working on high end exotics, right?
Yep.
After you quit after you left our shop, you went and you went to the company that you worked for not previously, right?
Mhm.
Exact, right? And you guys were working on some high end stuff, like doing a lot of repairs on McLarens and Lambos and all kinds of shit, right?
It's like it's a crazy thing that I like. If I think about it, like how I went from like literally crashed cars, taking them apart, to
Not put them back together.
put them back together. Yeah, and the funny thing was, like, when I started, it's like, here's the car. I don't know anything about it. I don't know how to do anything on it. Do it. Like, okay.
So you learned it. 'Cause that's
I
how
had
you
to.
that's how you learned it when we came to my place.
Yep. So
You
I
learned everything from on the spot.
I had to. Yeah, I had to learn it. There was no all data instructions.
Hey,
There was
there's-
instructions later on, like literally maybe past 2 years. There's literally, you log in a portal, put your VIN number, and like, hey, this is how you take this off. This is what you need
What are
to
we talking
do.
about here specifically?
McLarens.
Your favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us
I'm
more
not
about
very,
your
I'm not very
McLaren.
convinced about that. Mhm.
Mhm.
Nah, they're overhyped, in my opinion.
Yeah, how so?
Just cheaply made. It's not even McLaren parts on McLaren cars. It's like
What is it?
Taiwan parts, a lot of Mercedes parts, surprisingly. So like literally, you can buy a Mercedes part for $70, or you can go to McLaren, buy the same part for $400. Same exact part.
Interesting.
Same
Isn't that like Maserati is GM, right? or-
Maserati is what is Maserati?
Was owned by GM, so a lot of those parts were
GM?
were GM parts.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's why they're a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's why they broke
Makes
down
no
all the
sense, 'cause
time.
They have Ferrari engines.
That's the only nice part about them,
Yeah, but everything else seems to be fucking garbage on Maseratis. I have no idea.
because they're all plastic GM. Apparently,
So
don't quote me.
what's the body made out of on a McLaren? Most of
all
the bodies.
aluminum or all carbon, but it's not 100% either. Like literally, like the first few years I started, we would get cars from a dealer. Like, hey, brand new car, take it apart, put it back together. It's crooked. For real, you'll
Really?
pay $300K for a car. Like, hey, this is because it's people assembling it. It's not machines.
Yeah.
So there's
So there's error.
human
and-
error.
Yep, and I guess the quality control is not like 100%. There's some, but then when you look in the like specs, when we get a car from a dealer because they got it and they're like they want to redo it, they're like the error is like 1.1 1 millimeter. That's all you can be off.
Oh, okay.
So you take it apart straight from the dealership, put it back together, and they're still like, no, do it better. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And you
That's
see
crazy.
that-
So
That's
what
crazy
was
that you
the-
would have to fucking get a car that's brand new and you still
What
take it
was
apart.
what was the worst case scenario on that? How many times did you have to take a car apart and put it back together?
How many times?
Yeah.
Oh my God. The worst thing, I think, when I was learning doors,
Yeah.
that has so many shims, screws. If you turn one screw more and not tighten the other screw, the door's going to sit completely different.
Really?
That's the worst part. Like, till today, literally like 2 weeks ago, someone like from the place I worked at, he's like, hey, I can't do this door. It's not, there's like, the customer says there's wind and he can hear it and I cannot fix it. I don't know what to do. So I had to tell him, I take out this shim, put it under this bolt, tighten this bolt first, then retighten the other one.
What are those doors made out of? Carbon? Or aluminum?
Depends on which model. Aluminum, most of them.
Most of them?
Yeah, the like the
Oh, because
older
they don't have
ones.
they don't have a frame. They just have a glass.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
As in, like the door doesn't have a frame over the glass, right?
Some do.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah,
some of them do. Some of them
720s
do.
have
Some
a
of them do. Yeah,
frame.
some of them do. Yeah, you're right. So basically, just how it matches up to the rest of the body,
Yeah, since
the
it's
seals
not.
and shit.
Well, I mean, those things have a lot of like contours, right? So you have to make sure those
Yep.
are lined up.
It's not
first
just
of
like
all.
one body line.
Yeah,
It's
there's like
6'5" body
yeah,
lines.
exactly.
So one body line of it's, you can hear the wind already.
would you
It's
buy?
just
Would you buy
pain-
one?
No,
That was a quick answer.
not even. No, even if I had that, yeah. If you give me 300K, like go buy.
What would you buy?
McLaren.
Yeah, what would you buy?
What would I buy? Audi or Lambo?
Which Lambo?
Quality Lambo. I like older stuff. I don't like new stuff.
No.
No.
What Audi would you buy for 300K?
All right.
All right, I guess.
They're not 300K.
But they're not even 300K. No.
Not even RS6 is 300K.
Honestly, even BMW I would choose over it. And I hate BMW.
I don't like BMW either. I don't think anybody here likes
Nah.
BMW.
So the guy who works in the garage on them. We're gonna have to work on a
he's,
podcast
well,
one day.
he's not on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll one day. Yeah, for
Yeah, we're
sure.
just gonna roast them
I
the
think
whole
they're
time.
way better quality.
What?
BMW.
BMW?
Yeah.
Well,
I
we're
mean,
not
the
saying they're
quality is
bad
good.
quality.
It's just they have some weird ass issues sometimes. Is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
and they also have the worst drivers.
That's your opinion, Marcin. That's your
It's
opinion.
my opinion. My opinion
yeah.
matters.
Sort of.
Sort of. For the people that'll listen, it matters.
How many cars did you guys fix that were like wrecks where you thought they were gonna be like fucking parts cars, but they weren't?
Actually, the guy that was here last time, did
Yeah.
he tell you about his cars or no?
No.
So his McLarens were literally total losses, like missing frame pieces which are made out of carbon
Yeah.
completely. So in that case, what are you gonna do? How you gonna make a pillar that holds your door, glass, roof,
Right.
and make it work? Nobody's gonna fix it. So it goes for cheap. You know, he spends 50, 60K to buy one because nobody else wants to even touch it. And I would fix those.
How do you fix that?
Literally layer by layer out of carbon.
Is it technically would it be structurally the same?
Probably a little bit weaker, no?
Weaker for sure, yeah.
Weaker
Because
for
it's
sure.
made one piece.
Yeah, it's made as one piece. Yeah.
So it's all infused together and the strands of carbon
Run
go
through the
over
whole
each
thing,
other.
Yeah.
So that is super strong. But once you cut it and you just put a piece and have a little bit of layers holding it together, I would say it's...
Ah, I see. I
Yeah,
see.
yeah,
You know what I mean? If you
Yeah,
have like
yeah.
few millimeters of carbon but made at the same time,
Right,
you
right.
literally can like jump on it and it's not gonna break.
So how the fuck do you break it?
Well,
Bad accident.
yeah, no
like
shit.
One of them, the deer took the whole pillar out. You know, the other one, I don't know if he told you
Those
about
deers
the
are
other one
strong.
he got.
God damn.
The other one he got is literally half a car missing.
Yeah, I think he
Didn't
mentioned
mention
something about
something
it.
like that.
Whole floor where you like sit, all that has to be now put back together. I don't have to worry about it, luckily. So I don't know.
That's crazy. Because you're saying when we got the Lambo here, like we can fix that. I'm like, bro, this is pretty fucked up, dude. And the lucky
The
thing is,
Lambo you got? No,
Yeah.
that's way better. That's easy fix in my opinion.
that's crazy. I mean, I've seen some fucked up cars get fixed before, but not like high-end exotics. Like and this is just my
Happens
perspective.
all the time, though.
I'm sure it does. From my perspective, I would never buy a wrecked Lambo.
If it has a salvage title, especially.
Yeah.
But if he has some McLarens that are literally like zero chance you would say it's a clean title. It's a clean title.
I mean, that happens. I mean, that's just the way the market works sometimes.
Yeah, well,
already.
you're gonna buy it one day and you never know.
Yeah, true.
It
I mean,
says
I would be
minor
listen.
accident.
I'd be doing my research if I'm going to go spend fucking $300K on a car, or I just go buy a new one.
Yeah.
At this point, I really
Yeah,
would. If I was gonna buy an exotic, I would not go buy a used
Yeah.
one.
What's the
I would probably go buy. Well, that's the thing. Can you buy a new one? You can't buy every car new. Supposedly, you can't buy a brand new Ferrari just like that off
Yeah,
from the
you
dealer.
can.
From the dealer, that you have to be a Ferrari owner already.
No. So that's
I guess depends on the model of the
that's.
fucking Ferrari.
I was gonna say that's on special models,
Yeah.
right?
Ah.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Try to take my arm.
You
It's letting me know that we're not. It's letting me know that we can't afford a Ferrari.
No, so like specific models of Lambos or Ferraris, you have to own like a
Own one.
specific own one or a specific amount. So
Yep.
some people only sell to people that have like 5 or 6 already. And let's say you want to buy a new Ferrari that's a special edition. If you own a Lambo, you cannot buy it.
Yeah, so one of the customers, I don't know if you guys heard about him, Hamilton Collection.
Yeah, we know what that is.
Yeah, so I did a few Bugattis for him, and that's what he was saying. Like, if you don't own one, they're not even gonna let
Well, that's
you.
Bugatti. That's a whole different tier, right? That's a bigger tier. I feel like.
Yeah, no, that the amount of money people spend on it, he like literally like, yeah,
Such an ugly car.
I spent $25K on 2 headlights, so they look a little newer than the old ones. I'm like, that's just for headlights, so they look newer. I'm like, to me, it's like mind blowing.
I won't even spend 25K on a car.
I know, right? I'm like, I can find something cheaper.
It drives. It's good enough.
I mean, yeah, that's. I know that. I heard about that. I wasn't sure what the
No,
the perspective on it was.
I literally, I
I'm
remember.
not that. I don't have enough money to go spend
Yeah.
and buy a Ferrari.
I remember I
Same,
just
it's
watched some
crazy.
videos where it was like, one guy was like, "Yeah, I couldn't buy the Lambo
Because you own that.
because I own the
Ferrari.
Ferrari."
Really?
Yep.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
And
But that's
they-
probably
and-
if you buy new, right?
They
If
want
you're-
you to stick to the
They
one
want you-
brand, so you.
It is.
like, you
It
know.
is a luxury brand. They want you to stick to it,
Right,
right?
bro. What luxury brand car should I get if I can afford one? What would you get? So no McLaren, you're saying?
But this is if you're buying new from the dealer, right? And at that point, they fly you out, right? Like Lambo, like was the Lambo or Ferrari had like this whole thing. Like instead of shipping the car to you, right?
they fly it to you.
No, you come and get it, but you get a tour of the whole factory and all
Oh,
that
yeah.
stuff, right?
Yeah, he posted a
And
video.
he's like, and the
for
guy's like,
Pagani.
and the guy's like, and that's how I got people to pick up their own cars without having to pay shipping.
Oh,
Because you would fly in. They were like, hey, instead of us shipping it to you, how about you come pick it up? But we'll also give you a tour while you're here and blah blah. blah. So they pay
and
for
who
their
doesn't
own
wanna
flight,
Go to like a,
right? And who
Bugatti,
doesn't want to go?
Pagani.
Who doesn't want to go to a Ferrari? Fucking
Motherfucker, ship me
Factory?
the car. Get it to me. I want to
yeah,
drive it.
literally.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. That's a good business approach right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Smart.
They get you without getting you, but you get you.
yeah. You didn't know you're getting got.
Yeah. You didn't get gotten until you got gotten. But yeah, so I wasn't aware of that. Like I said, I never really looked into it too much because it's not a field I'm into. Like, you know, I'm not. Maybe one day I'll get myself exotic. The goddamn GTR don't drive right next year. I swear to God, I'm gonna sell that motherfucker and buy myself something. I guess I'm not gonna buy a McLaren then.
What's the biggest issue with the McLaren?
Maintenance even. To be
Yeah,
honest, yeah, corrosion. As crazy as it sounds, 50% of the cars that would come to is because they're rusty.
Really? How? But it's aluminum car.
Oxidizes.
It does
So
oxidize.
like bubbles,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
especially around here. I'm sure it rusts more.
Yeah, but we would get cars out of state. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, the whole Midwest was pretty much
You guys.
for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of them for rust, and it used to be great at first few years. Yep, oxidize it, new panel.
Yeah.
Then later on, this is not too bad. We can fix it. And now it's literally just grind it down, put new primer, fix it, repaint it.
Oh, it's in like panels and shit like that?
Mhm.
No shit. What about the frames on them?
No, that's mostly carbon. So
Yeah, so
once
that's
it's
not- that's not
damaged,
rusting.
if it's insurance, it's total loss.
Yeah. Yeah. That I
Like-
know. Once
like-
it gets hit, it's over.
So with like carbon, can you like, you can't bend that back into place or anything, can you?
Yes, you can.
You can.
Dude, I love fixing carbon.
Okay.
That was the best thing ever because people would come like, this is like total. I gotta sell the car. I'm like, no, we can fix it. Like, really?
Yeah.
And then you fix it and you can't see where it was fixed. That is like mind blowing to everybody.
That's awesome though.
But is the structural integrity the same? No, right? It wouldn't be, right?
questionable, yeah.
Yeah, questionable. Yeah.
I don't
But
think
it's-
he's, I don't think I don't think he's ran test on.
But a lot of it is like bumpers.
Yeah, that
Frame-
kind of stuff. Yeah,
Frame Usually, would people pick only fix if it was like out of pocket type thing, not insurance. Insurance would total it right away. Like
Yeah.
Right.
Hamilton collection, his got T-boned by a Corolla, and the carbon just cracked on his side like crazy. Was it easy fix? Yes, but they totaled it out. They paid him $200K more because it was already like so little of him for sale.
Oh
It
yeah.
was a Senna, McLaren Senna.
Oh shit.
So Houston Exotics, I don't know if you know of him.
Mm-hmm.
He bought it. They fixed it. It's on Turo. You can rent it out, drive it.
I mean, the only
You get T-boned again, you're probably dead. But
At least you die in
It looks
style.
good.
this fucking thing
Oh,
wants
yeah.
to beat my ass, bro. Fuck! It hit my head, hit my elbow. Fuck, bro.
I can't wait to watch this fucking video back.
Jesus Christ, bro. Relax, motherfucker.
Hey, edit that when you see this. Can you make sure to go back and grab a couple clips of Paul
This
wrecking
fucking
himself against the
fighting
bookshelf?
the shelf.
There's the fucking chickens up there, bro.
Yeah. They took over the shelf.
Got the goddamn eyes on me, bro. Because they're gonna get fucking
Now the
peeled later.
aesthetic, now the aesthetic looks off because you ruined the books. They all fell.
You sound like Trump, bro. They all fell. It was a terrible day. You guys suck at your job. You know what the fuck you're doing.
Idiots. All of them are idiots.
That's pretty good.
Incompetent.
Oh, you're fake news. Oh shit. But anyway, interesting. Yeah. So yeah, I was wondering how much of the stuff you actually fix and how much of it goes. You know,
You can fix everything, literally.
I know you can fix everything because you really can. I've
Do
seen
you
some
want to,
crazy
though?
shit. But
Do
this
you
the thing
want
is like,
to?
do you know? And
It's not
then-
a car that goes 120, you know? Like
that's what I'm
literally-
saying. Like if let's say a car is built specifically a specific way so that when you wreck at
If
150
you're off
miles
by
an hour,
yeah, if you're
You
You
still
want to
have a-
survive.
you still have a chance of survival, right?
Yeah.
And then you have a repair by some shop, and then it's the
that chance
structure
of survival goes from like 70%
to like fucking 30.
20. Yeah.
You know, that's pretty because of one component that was replaced. That was it was maybe done right, but it's just the same thing like you were saying. It's not the whole integrity,
It's
the
not
whole
one
structure
piece anymore, right?
Yeah, because the like McLarens have a tub, right? Like
It's a
carbon
tub,
fi-
yeah.
it's a
One
tub.
piece tub, yeah.
So basically, the tub would be the floor, the pillars, the roof.
Yep.
That's a tub, and then everything attached.
And then
to
you
it.
build around it, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, I would, from one point of view, that makes sense that if you fucking repair the car like that, and then you wrecked it again, it's probably gonna be much more worse shape than it was previously.
And so are you.
Because steel wise, like steel cars and stuff like that, when you're fixing steel cars, you can replace steel
Almost everywhere.
almost everywhere and make it the same integrity. Because it's usually what it is spot welded on, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of steel spot welded, so you can replace individual panels and put them back
And the
on.
dealer sells sections, so you can, if you're like certified in Mercedes, frame rail, you can get a frame rail and put it back on. McLaren, if you have the tub damage, the only thing you can do, buy a tub. How much is it? $250K for 720, for example.
Basically a whole new
Is
car.
it 250K for a tub?
Yeah. So
Yeah. How much did the car cost?
probably not 250K.
So 300K, you just have a whole car. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. The tub is fucking probably the most
That's
expensive.
the most important
The reason
part.
they have the reason why it's so expensive is because they probably they hold on to all the tubs for production.
Yeah.
They don't want to sell it as parts.
I wonder how
right?
much it costs to make one of those.
To make it?
Huh.
I have no idea, but like making.
Ralph's
I'm
gonna be
just-
like, I'm gonna
I'm
try it in the garage.
I'm just curious.
Well, I made a lot of like wings, for example.
Yeah.
And if you're selling that one of the wings for like less than 3K, is literally zero profit.
Yeah.
So that's just a wing,
Yeah.
which is
What's the difference between carbon and regular carbon and dry carbon? Have you dealt with those before? Dry carbon,
we always did like wet.
white
Just-
carbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hell's what carbon?
And infuse
It's
it.
regular.
So
Yeah, it's regular carbon. Like then you can paint over it and everything like that. Dry carbon is just a different type. It's the same
it's-
carbon.
Yeah,
it's
but
just-
it's like light and there's nothing else. It's way lighter than the wet one. There's
Yeah.
so much less resin in it.
Well, I would
Yeah.
assume anything wet is heavier.
and
Oh,
then
yeah.
and then forged carbon now is a big thing too. Forged carbon.
Yeah, I never dealt with that. They make a lot of it.
The fucking the Lambo that we're stripping because we just started stripping it. The around the engine bay you have these covers. They're forged carbon. It's 1, 2, 3 pieces. First of all, each one of those pieces uses like $2,000, and it's forged carbon. It's basically flakes of carbon layered on
yeah,
top of each
which
other.
is resin.
with
It's
resin.
easy to make. Oh, that's the thing. I don't get it.
Yeah, but how, and then I don't know, but carbon is weird. It's
weird.
It's weird to me. Like the whole concept of carbon is.
The best part is like cracked parts. If you have a cracked hood, you gonna fix it. Most people would replace it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I learned so much that I can literally repair that crack to the point that you're not gonna be able to see the weave is the same,
Really?
the finish is the same. So like high end cars, you got a bumper that costs you 15K. Yeah, bring it to me, 2K, get it fixed.
And charge
Versus-
15K.
No,
Why
I
you-
charge him for 2K, but
why
it's
are you parting out cars? You just be doing that.
that you need to paint as well because you
Ah.
need to put clear coat on top, so you need to know how to paint. But honestly, if I had a painter that would just clear coat panels, I would love to just fix carbon all day.
Really?
Yeah, you should
Oh
just
my
do
God.
that.
I fucking worked at carbon one time. I said, "Fuck this! I'll never do this again."
It's itchy. Like that thing you put on ceilings,
What
the insulation foam.
insulation?
Dude, it's so itchy and it stays in your skin for like weeks.
Really?
So you're like,
It's great.
You're just sitting there like scratching yourself all day.
Like you got fucking rabies.
Looking like you're fucking on withdrawals right now.
all your clothes, you might as well just throw them out.
Damn, I just wear a new suit every day, dude. To go to work, dude.
Just wear your bee outfit.
What B outfit? Oh,
Actual bee?
No, he has the when he takes care of the bees. An actual.
Oh, you have that too? I
yeah.
have that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine me
Are
walking
you
out
going
of
bees
Bumble.
now?
Not this year.
Um,
Past 2 years we
do you,
did, yeah.
do you have your bees?
Yeah, imagine me walking out of the fucking Bumblebee suit out of the garage.
I'm sure that's what neighbor think. Like when my girl's like wearing all that stuff and outside in the yard, like what the fuck are they?
What's she wearing?
No, it's part
The
of the
whole
KKK,
suit.
Oh,
bro.
the suit.
The
Oh,
whole suit, yeah.
No, he's talking about like a bee suit, like yellow and black. You know. Holy shit!
That's funny. No,
I was
no.
like, pause. You're gonna see me recording. And be like, Paul's gonna be on camera. Today, I'm going to try to befriend the bees.
Yeah, come back with fucking 10 bites of my ass, bro.
They're not friendly.
Wrong colors, wrong colors. It's the wrong gang I joined.
apparently,
Wrong
those were,
type of beers.
apparently those were wasps.
Wrong group. But so that's interesting. Yeah, I was always wondering how, in terms of how like carbon repairs and everything, because there's a lot of the exotics have carbon nowadays, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
Only because it's so strong and so light.
Yeah.
So-
Looks great.
Yeah, it does look great. Sometimes I sometimes wonder why carbon gets painted over, but then again, it just makes sense. Obviously, you don't want
Weight.
everything. Huh?
The weight, but also painted carbon looks still like carbon if you do it right.
Oh,
It's
okay.
supposed to have that pattern.
Is it?
Yeah, like if you look at an angle, it's not gonna look like a flat, smooth piece of.
It's like
Really?
Vinyl.
because it's like weaved, right?
Yep,
There's
it's gonna have that
It's
little-
gonna have the weaves
No
because it looks
shit.
like it's weaved,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so that way you can look at a car and like, oh, it's carbon just painted. So it's like some
Bro.
good stuff.
We
So
got-
you'd be able to tell if my fake carbon was fake.
I don't know. Nowadays with those new like wraps, like
Yeah.
the 4D, it's tough.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good.
I don't have any carbon on my car.
I'm gonna put some carbon on my car if it fucking starts. Did I have carbon rotors? Carbon ceramic?
That's
No, that's
Yeah.
a little different.
That's a little bit different for sure. Which is crazy too. Carbon ceramic is crazy because it doesn't get hot.
I'm
I
sure
guess
it gets
it
hot.
I
gets
mean, they
hot,
get
but it's
hot.
not like metal.
Yeah, they get
Like
hot,
the
but
steel ones.
so carbon ceramics are actually there's a difference between carbon ceramics and steel, right? Steel grips right away. Carbon
Mhm.
ceramic grips more when it gets hotter.
Yep.
Not that
But it
not that
does-
it doesn't get hot. It gets hot, but it doesn't get too hot, or you could lose them. Because if you
Yeah.
get steel brakes and you use them a lot, you
Overheat 'em
you
and-
overheat them and you glaze them and
They-
you,
they
that's
glaze,
how-
yeah.
and then you crash your car like I did last year.
Which one?
The Evo.
The blue one?
No,
No,
the
the
blue one's
black
gone.
one. The blue one's
The
gone.
Evo X. The track car. Fucking ran into a concrete barrier. I glazed the rotor and then I caught because I tried to brake on a turn and it was glazed. And so when I pressed the brake, it kind of let it go a little bit. And I grazed grass and that was the end. That was a cow just fucking floating on the grass, bro. That's it. Into a fucking concrete barrier. Yeah, it wasn't too bad, but gotta fix it. But carbon ceramic, the warmer, the hotter it gets, the better it grips. That's why like they're good when you're on a track, not so good when you're on a
In
street.
the street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because you're not using them as much.
Yeah, because they cool
Probably
down
great-
quickly, right?
Probably great in traffic.
But they do the longevity on them are fucking. It's crazy how long they
Yeah.
last. But they're also $10,000, so they should
Yeah.
be last the longest time. depending on what model, whatever. But like if you want to get, I think a new rotor for most cars, not for most cars, but I think the minimum price for carbon rotor I think is like 2.5 G's.
Yeah, I believe it.
So
Used.
no, not used. New, I would say new, but it just depends on the car.
Does the lamp have ceramics?
Yeah, it does. 2 out of 3 are good. No, 2 not 3. Fucking 2 are good. One is slightly chipped on the inside of the, like where you have the vents on the outside, the ring.
Yeah.
It's chipped on the inside of one, so it's still usable, but not not 100%. Which I was like, just fucking dump it. And then I looked up online on eBay how much those fuckers cost. It's still
You're
grand.
not dumping it?
And I'm like, hell no, we're not dumping that. We gotta put that for sale.
Then
'cause
Paul heard the ching.
it went from 0 to 1,000, bro. And look at this thing.
Hey, what's your beef, dude? Paul, what did that bookshelf do to you?
I'm gonna fucking beat this thing when we end this fucking show.
Next podcast is not gonna be there.
It's not gonna be there.
They're gonna be
fridge is-
fucking over there in pieces. Dude.
The fridge is gonna be back in the picture.
We're gonna bring in a server rack with our fucking liquor in it, dude. Oh, again. But so, damn, I forgot my train of thought because this thing fucking.
So what
trying to
happened?
fuck me
So
up,
the
dude.
fourth order.
The fourth rotor got
Cracked.
broken in half.
Yeah.
Broken in half. The top hats that hold the rotor in place are worth money, right? As long as it's not bent or too fucked up. But so 2 rotors are good. 1 rotor is half of a rotor, which, like I said, I was gonna dump that one too. And then I see one sell for $500. I'm like, how are these fucking people selling this stuff?
Did you see like parts like body panels that are literally like half of it
Bro,
missing and they're
I
still
posted
like
2 quarters
$1,000?
for sale. For I posted 2 quarters for sale, bro. They're both fucked up, and they're still worth like $1,200.
Isn't
I
it
mean, who's
crazy?
gonna buy that? I
Someone's
don't
gonna
know.
fix it.
So I mean, I'm sure someone's gonna fucking fix it, which is crazy. The only thing I'm glad about is that when we took apart the fucking car, that the fucking the problem was in Lambo specifically is that when they take a hit, the engine shifts and hits the back of the tub.
Oh. I know all about
Oh,
it.
you know all about this because we talked
So-
about this before. So what happens is the back of the tub is right by the engine, and when you have an impact, the back of the engine taps the fucking tub and
And it
cracks the
cracks.
fucking block.
Literally
There's
same
a
thing
water
happened.
The
out-
motor?
Yeah,
Water
there's a water
outlets.
outlet pipe that goes right behind the engine. It's part of the block. You can't take it apart. There's no way to do
Yep.
anything
Yeah.
with it. It taps the fucking carbon
just
and
cracks.
it cracks.
Same story on this one. It was like
Damn, that carbon's
2,000
pretty
mile
tough.
car. 2,000 mile car, and that's what happened. So he had to put a 26,000 mile motor
In it.
in it because it cracked. And I was like,
Can't you repair that?
you can probably get someone to weld it
Well,
if you don't heat it up too much.
I mean,
But then you gotta, depends. I don't know.
That
sketchy,
whole
little
risk
sketchy.
to safety thing kind of
Yeah.
goes down.
well, yes and no. The only risk you're really taking is if that well doesn't hold, if it's not
And
done
it's gotta
right,
leak coolant.
and it leaks coolant, or just one day just decides to just straight up fucking crack again.
Yep.
Then you could be blowing your motor, and there's the end of that. I mean, you can take that risk and spend maybe fucking $3,000 for somebody to weld it,
Always
or
nice.
take no risk and just buy.
Used one for 12, 13.
It's not 12, 13 anymore. Do you see how much motors are?
The last one we sold for 13.
What car?
Huracan.
You sold what for 13?
2,000 mile motor.
With that crack?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the
that's-
crack. With the
yeah.
crack.
With the
He's
crack.
talking about without the crack.
Oh, without a crack, I have no idea how much.
40 G's.
40? Damn. You can get someone that's really good at welding, pay him 2K, get it nicely
Yeah, that's what I'm
Welded
saying.
and then
polished, so it
polish
looks
back
brand
up.
new.
But that's like, the customer, if the customer is like, yo, I don't want that kind of shit. I didn't pay that kind of money to have that kind of shit done. Especially if someone's repairing the car to flip it, yeah, they're going to weld it.
Yep. Oh, for sure.
Well, if you're selling it for parts, you can be shitty too and be like, pay someone to do it and be like, nah, it never was.
Well, you would be
Yeah.
able to tell.
No.
No.
Oh, you'd be able to tell. There's no way that you can do that weld job without being able to tell.
Yeah, you can.
No way.
It's aluminum. You can literally weld it.
Not if you have stamping on there.
Mm.
There's literally stamping. Right, that place where it cracks and right around it is like different stamping, like fucking different stamps from the factory.
Oh, then
Yeah.
no.
Like, I have like the grids on some
Yeah,
parts
yeah.
and stuff like that and the numbers and
You also,
whatnot.
yeah.
That-
so
That's true.
There's no way that you can repair that and make it look the same way.
you also wouldn't do that.
No, you would make it so it would look smooth.
It would look
Like
smooth,
nicely.
exactly, which is at that point would be a giveaway.
And somebody
When
would
it's been
know.
repaired. Yeah, exactly. So there's no way to fix that and make it look.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
like I said, you wouldn't do that. Like, that's like
I would do that. I would do that if I was doing that for maybe like my own car.
Sure. But if you're selling a part,
But
you
at that
wouldn't.
point, I'd be exactly. I wouldn't do that. But if I was doing that, where I'm doing it for myself, At that point, I would put in backup systems as safeties. Upgrade the ECU to something like Cyvex or whatever, where it gives you like coolant pressure, coolant temperature, all that
So
stuff,
you-
so that you know that if there is a problem, you would fucking catch it because
Yep.
it would start showing you like, hey, pressure is not correct or something like that. Because that's how they do in newer cars. The GTR has a pressure sensor in the coolant system, so that if the head gasket blows,
So
you would
you
know.
know so you don't mess it up more.
Yeah.
Would that, like, if that happened, would that save the motor?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, 'cause
more
you would
if you're
shut it
smart
off.
with it, yeah.
That's
Either A, you could set it up where it would give you a fail safe, or where it would just kill the motor if the readings aren't right, or B, it would give you a warning like something's not right, turn off the car.
okay.
Yeah. So there's with the new control systems and everything, it's pretty crazy, but they can do a lot.
I'm just curious. I was
You know, like I said, I never thought about it. But I'm like, why would they have a
Fail safe or something like
why
that.
would they have a pressure sensor on the
Coolant system?
Like it's always under pressure, but how much pressure?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's also the cars you've been dealing with is like
Yeah, it's a different
value of it
category.
versus,
Yeah. It's a different category of cars. They're not gonna put in coolant sensors in the fucking S2000.
Dude, I remember when I got my ST from my Mazda. I'm like, damn, I have a built-in like oil pressure and everything. I'm like, even that was
Yeah,
like already an
yeah.
upgrade, right?
Exactly.
Because I'm like, that's wild. That you
oh,
Yeah.
the extra gauges.
yeah. I'm like, I get all this extra information included.
Did you ever have a Volkswagen by any chance?
No.
No,
Volkswagen has nothing. RPMs and how much.
I know. I've
I
seen them.
don't have
Because
no
I've driven
temperature.
them. Yeah,
Yeah,
it gives
like-
you a blue light and temperature that it's cold.
Not even. My diesel Volkswagen has nothing. So like,
Only when it overheats.
not even because I don't even know. It never happened. So
That makes sense. Well,
I don't know if it's gonna overheat and just blow up and that's it or
that,
what.
that makes sense. The other day,
Ridiculous.
2x4 was telling me how he was driving down Lagrange and he was driving. He still has a GTI, right? And he's driving. He's like, yeah. And she's like, nothing happened. But then all of a sudden, my car just turned off.
Shut off because it overheated.
No, there was no oil in it.
Oh, that's his fault.
Yeah, exactly. That's his fault.
I'm like, he's like, I don't know what happened. I'm like, well, I can tell you what happened, but like, you don't check your oil. But also, but I'm sure other cars have a sensor that say, hey, you got no
Your
oil
oil
in your
is
fucking
low.
car.
Well, an oil pressure sensor is what was used in most old cars, or technically all cars. It's just that it really depended on what the parameter was,
Yeah.
because low oil pressure could be a lot of things.
Yep.
But like,
you know?
no oil is kind of
Yeah, yeah, exactly,
it's pretty significant.
exactly. Well, I mean, it is what it is. You learn your lesson.
You know,
then
it's crazy. You just put more oil in and start right up and just kept driving.
There's gonna be some damage in there already. Beginning stages
It's
of
a
damage.
GTI. Are you surprised?
Yeah, it's Volkswagen, fucking cars, bro.
They're pretty good actually.
Yeah,
Audi Volkswagen. I have over 400k on my Audi.
yeah, but you
Because you
actually.
replaced everything on it.
1994 original transmission 5-speed manual.
Well, that's different. That's
Five-cylinder
different.
turbo.
1994, but there were different cars that were built differently.
Dude, I was so mind blown by that car.
You still have
That's
it?
I sold it. I
You
the
sick
regret it.
definition
Yeah.
definition of build different. You know.
And it was a 5-cylinder turbo and a 5-speed manual with a full locking differentials. In a 94, it's like
That's pretty good.
yeah.
No shit.
That was when you sold for 10 grand. It's worth 25 now.
I sold that for the same amount as I sold my RS6, and this was just a S4, 94 S4, old.
RS6, the
Boxy.
older RS6.
I remember when you were at
Not-
working at the
not-
shop and you had all these fucking Audis taking apart your house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the roads.
Or when I had you work, I think I had you work on my Mazda once, and just one Audi here, one Audi here.
Love it.
Now, great cars if you know about them.
Wait, that's the thing is you know how to work on them, and you know how to maintain
You know which
them.
ones are the good ones.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of them that like I wouldn't even bother.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
shit.
there you
That's how
go.
I feel about most of them. Anyway, all right. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate it. It was fun. It was a good time.
course.
Come on, Paul, you got this.
Trying to think, dude. We gotta promote VQ Ralph. We gotta do A Solutions, the cars and
That's in
coffee,
the middle of the video,
and
bro.
then the Tipsy trailer, dude. Yeah, we got this. Dude. We got it. Appreciate you coming out. I hope you succeed in the business venture that you're gonna be jumping into, or that you already started.
Dude, start doing carbon parts. I'm telling you.
And we're gonna talk. We're gonna have some.
There's gonna be some post recording conversations here.
We're gonna do. What are we gonna do? We're gonna do a section of what is it called? What were we just talking about earlier when we started? Off the record?
Off the record.
No.
No, because then we're gonna go to jail.
We're not talking about anything that's going to put anybody's lives in danger. I mean, I guess depends.
Depends on how you fix the carbon. All right.
Anyways,
have a
don't
good
forget.
night.
Hold
Yep,
on.
don't forget. That's
Don't
right.
forget Cars and Coffee.
Why I always have a hard time ending the episode. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know.
We
That's why I
just
let you
continue
do. I
going,
wanted
dude.
to see
Yeah.
what you were gonna do.
I almost fell
Cars
asleep.
and Coffee tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. A Solutions has a big sale, so if you need any
No haggling.
parts, if you need any parts for your cars, dude, these guys are fucking laughing like little girls over here.
The car show's tomorrow in 3 days.
Fuck it.
Oh.
Can't take anybody anywhere nice.
Oh.
Peace out, people.
Have a good night. Bye bye.